Thank you. Hello, viewer. Today is Sunday, September the 18th, 2022. I am here. Hello, folks. I am Mr. Brown, and I trust you are all very well today. This evening, we are discussing the musings from the last couple of weeks because we've not been here, as you may know. So, there is some current stuff and a couple of little bits and bats from a few days ago. As I always say, then, folks, let's get the guests out of the green room. I think we should. First up, set your Jedi Power Wands to stunning and brave. We have the wonderful, not Brian Young.
Good evening, Brown. Good evening, chat. How the devil are you?
You're right, mate. Yes, been a while.
It's been a while. When was the last stream?
I think it was the Dread 10 days ago, was it?
Oh, right. I do remember that one.
Stream Killer.
Stream Killer. But we're back on it now. Shall we get the next guest out?
Yes, okay. Script, sorry. There is good. I'll start again from the top. There is good inside our next guest, but we've yet to find it. He's a YouTube big boy now. It's the Dark Sith Lord Chord.
Evening all.
Hello, mate. You all right?
When did these sound effects exist? When did this become a thing? I was really confused when that cheering started at the beginning. I thought I had another tab open with a YouTube video.
In fact, I did all that wrong. I fucked that up. Okay. The Lord is here, everybody. He's a YouTube megastar now. Here we go. Praise be the Lord. They're loving him in the chat.
Oh God, why is it everywhere I go I'm just accompanied by rounds of applause?
How's the channel going, young sir?
Channel's going reasonably well, thank you very much.
How many million subs this week?
I don't actually know this week. We've got like almost 30,000 in the last month, so it's up to 53 now. So that's going nicely.
Oh. I will say, watch out, big boys. There is a new boy in town. So everything tickety-boo with the Lord, yes?
It's all good, thank you very much.
I'm pleased for you, mate. Well done. All I can say, you put the hard work in, you get the reward. So well done, my friend. Shall we get the next guest out?
Sounds like a plan.
Next is the backbone of Sunday night. It is the mighty Matt Cat, 83.
What's up, nerds? I was also confused by the crowd at the beginning. I was like, "Oh crap! Did I leave something open?" And I had to check everything. So, how are you, friend?
Pretty good. As I always say, how's the channel going?
It's going well. It's slowly but surely.
Slow and steady, yes.
Slow and steady, yeah. But I think it's doing well. So it's not as good as the Lord over there, but we all can't be as good as he is. So, but I'm doing my best.
No, we can't, can we? So everything good, Matt. Great to have you on, mate. Genuinely great to have you on.
Yeah. Where's that next guest?
I can't read tonight. Bear with me, guys. Making a very special appearance. Ooh. Put your hands together for War and Peace himself. It is the wonderful Swap Sharp.
Hello.
Oh, shut up. All right, pal. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you very much. What's with the community village hall attendance?
Don't know what you're talking about, mate. So, how's that book going?
It's going all right. I was just doing a bit before I came on tonight, actually. Just tapping away on a few pages. So, should have it ready, about 10 years' time.
Yes.
I'll take that round of applause, thank you.
Okay, so everything good with you, Swappers, yes. Good to have you on, mate.
Yeah, good to be here. Good to be here. Yeah, let's bring on whoever's left, shall we?
Yeah, shall we wheel him out? Because he'd be well fed up by now. And last but by no means least, he is the wise elder of the channel. You know the rest. It is the great Mega Geek himself, Ian David Diaz. I'll bring him on. Hello, mate.
I was just waiting for the clapping to stop. It's like a sitcom or something, isn't it? So, very silly. See, look, this is a new thing, Brown. I'd rather not come on, mate. Seriously.
It is. It's a bit like being stuck in an episode of Friends, which is just not a good.
It's not good, is it?
Are you well, Ian?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah, I've got to sort out a couple of things in my life.
We all have, mate, not just you.
One being my film being on Netflix, but I have no idea who put it on. But seriously, I have no idea who put it on, and I'm talking to my lawyers at the moment because I own the copyright. So yeah,
Wow.
so I'm trying to find out who actually put it on there. Because if you watch the film, as you notice, there's no distributing credit in the beginning. There's no distributing credit at the end, which is really odd. So yeah, so I've got that to deal with, as long together with shooting stuff, together with dealing with clients, together. It's just this week's been a bit silly, but at least I've got bank holiday Monday tomorrow, so there you go. Chill out,
boys.
Yeah.
In the chat, Franco Walker, who the fuck gave him an FX button?
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't possibly comment. So everybody good? Yes.
First of all, it was imitating Hal, and now it's imitating a sitcom. I'm totally confused. So there you go.
Anyway, okay. Should we just get on with it? Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
End of week musings, Sunday, September 18th, 2022. Hello, chat. We can see you. Nice to see the regulars in. Okay, so I might. Do you know I may have boomed this completely? You know that.
Someone else is new.
At least you're consistent, Brown, if nothing else.
Okay, it says here actually go live, but are we actually transmitting? We are, aren't we? So okay. Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, StreamYards is sorry folks, technical difficulties. StreamYards is
We're sure it doesn't say we're live.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It just scheduled in the corner.
Yeah, it does.
It does. I checked it though. I did actually open the stream up on my phone, and it is going out. It just isn't telling us that.
Ooh.
StreamYards is playing up, folks. In the chat, could you confirm? Are we transmitting? Because I don't fucking know.
We must be transmitting because I've heard about 5 people complain about the laugh track, so they must be able to hear it.
Yep. I've got the YouTube page open. Wow. We are live, even though it says we're not.
Thank you, Franco. Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Brown Alliance, we need 1,000 subscribers to make a job of it, as it were. So, free eye test, you're welcome. Okay, so we'll do the TV. What's been on? This dropped last weekend, and I was a very naughty boy, and I binged all of it. Anybody watched the amazing Cobra Kai?
I watched it.
And what did you think?
Sorry, you just asked about it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm not giving anything away, but the last episode is just fight, isn't it?
Karate fight, yes.
It made me laugh, the whole thing.
Are there any women getting punched yet in this?
Yeah, well, the women, the women are fighting too, but some of them get a couple of punches and kicks and stuff. But do you know what though? Seriously, it's a good show, but I hate the kung fu in this. It's so lame.
It's not kung fu, it's karate.
Well, karate then.
That's why it's so lame. That's why it's so lame. Oh,
it is. It's very. I don't know if you've watched it. It's really lame. It's you can tell the actors don't know. They've been on a couple of courses, but you can tell they don't know it, and the stunt people have tried their best.
Some are getting better, I will say. Some are getting better.
They're so slow. It's just ridiculous. You know, you watch Jackie Chan or you watch, Bruce Lee. Even Bruce Lee back in his day is faster than these people. So you can see the punch coming a mile away. But anyway, whatever. But it's still entertaining, though.
The original series was on YouTube Red, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
So at least if it's on YouTube, you've got the option to increase the speed to make it. A bit...
yeah.
Times 2.
Yeah.
Anybody on the panel? Anybody else seen this?
I've never seen an episode.
Nope.
What?
I haven't either. I'd love to, but I haven't had a chance yet.
Has Hilary Swank got on there yet?
No, she'll probably be in the next season.
Yeah, I've heard rumors. That in the future.
Apparently, there's a new Karate Kid film around the corner. I don't know if it's anything to do with Daniel LaRusso, though.
It probably is. It's probably featuring one of the kids that are actually in the series. Probably. I don't know who the one that's. But you know, it's you know, as I said, it's really entertaining, and it's quite violent actually. Though
should be.
This show.
I did notice this season they've used the F word a couple times.
Yeah.
So we must be getting a little bit more grown up, folks.
All I can say is the beginning sequence of the last episode. I thought, oh, it's a bit gruesome, but yeah. It's a good show. It's worth it.
It ain't Cobra Kai Plant Potting Academy, is it?
no. But yeah.
I haven't watched this because I don't want to be reminded of that Peter Cetera Dirge, Glory of Love.
That's a great song.
I fucking hate that song. I've
Yeah.
never been into this.
Can I slow motion jump high five you on that one, Brian?
I had it as an earworm for about 3 months one time, and I thought I was going fucking mental.
That's a great song. You guys know fuck all.
I'm fucking shy, bro. Shy.
So, Matty Catty, you've not seen one episode?
Not one episode.
I think you need to alter that, mate.
I'll try to get on it. I have nothing against the show. It's just it's hard for me to watch shows. But my kids are both in school, so I'll have more time on my hands.
30-minute episodes normally, but I have noticed this season is pushing kind of 40 minutes per episode, so you're getting a little bit more value for money.
Yeah, it was a bit longer,
but still good.
It's all I can say. It's a lot of fun, and it's very predictable, but it's you know, it's kind of like in the same vein as the movies themselves, kind of thing. But it's yeah, I mean,
it's just got something for every generation who watches it.
The thing is that it has a lot of characters in it, but what made me laugh at the ending is that they obviously, after everything had finished in the last episode, there was that if you can call it a epilogue where everyone is going, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" I think there was like about 5 of them towards the ending, weren't they? So it was really quite interesting. But you know, it's worth it. It's harmless fun as far as I'm concerned.
Is Elizabeth Shue in it?
No.
No,
she briefly was in season
2. Was it 2 or 3?
3 at the end of one of them, probably 3.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she was unsufferable. She was unsufferable though, wasn't she? When she turned up, right, boys, don't fight over me. Like, shut up, you're old now. Get lost. You know what I mean? Stupid. Really was.
I will say the baddie this season has been great. So
Silver.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Can I just ask? Is Pat Morita in it?
Yeah, he's in it.
Spirit.
As Obi-Wan's ghost. Yeah.
Ooh. Anyway, okay, everybody should be watching it. Check it out. It's great. It's just got something for everybody. It's just fun. Just ticks all the boxes.
And then smashes them up.
Yeah.
But ticks the right boxes, should we say. Who's watching this?
Nope.
I have not seen the latest episode because I was traveling this weekend, so I still have to watch that tonight. I'm not looking forward to it, though.
I haven't watched the latest episode. I haven't watched the latest episode, but I haven't watched any episodes, so there you go.
Are you going to watch it?
Nope.
Oh, good for you.
Absolutely not.
Lord, have you seen? You know what this is, don't you?
I've never heard of this before. What is it?
I think it's a reimagining of something that is it. Tolkien?
This is the Game of Thrones spin-off show, isn't it?
It is, yes. Rings of Power.
That's the one. Yeah, I may have done a little bit. Yes, just dipped into it once or twice. Haven't just spent the last 2 weeks meticulously picking it apart, and all day meticulously picking apart the most recent episodes. So no, I'm only vaguely aware of what's going on in the show.
When you go to sleep, do you see it in your vision when you're asleep?
I close my eyes and I see her standing there saying, "There is a tempest in me." And then I cringe really hard and wake up and realize that it's not a nightmare. It's actually a thing that happened.
Oh, gotcha. That's so funny because now every time somebody wants to argue with me, I'm like, the sea is always right.
It's oh my God. Who came up? Why is that? That's just fuck off.
Here you go, Lord. The fanboys are in. Here we go. I'm watching Lord Chord's review. It is more entertaining and twice as long.
Shall I go first? That's what she said.
Hey.
Franco Walker, I saw Lord's review. That is much better. Haha.
Yeah, that was reasonably well received. I think in total, because it covers 2 episodes, so it's about an hour per episode. But then there's the intro, and then the next 2. I'm going to try and make the next one a bit shorter because I don't have to go into all of the because I deliberately didn't say anything about this for all the months that everyone was raging about it, because it's entertaining, I guess, for people to do that. But it's if you make sort of your identity just shitting on Rings of Power, then you're not really going to be trusted when the show comes out to actually give an opinion as to its merits or demerits. So I sort of held off of all of that, left that to Disbrew and Nerdrotic and the likes of them, which is great for them.
And that's your circles now, isn't it?
Well, I've met a couple of them now, yes, but it's but of course then you watch it and you think, well, it's disappointing in the sense that actually everything they were saying about it was true. I mean, it is no better than anything that Nerdrotic was saying about it or that Disbrew was saying about it before. It's just lived down to everyone's expectations. So there's a couple of very pleasant shots in it. Like occasionally the establishing shots are very sort of impressively done, but that's like 2 or 3 shots across 2 hours of the first 2 episodes. And then every time you hear dialogue, it's utterly abysmal. The plot makes absolutely no sense. Of course, it's abandoned the lore, but then it had to because it didn't have the rights to actually depict any of that. But then they borrow important parts from the lore which they were allowed to use, which are contingent upon things they weren't allowed to use, which means they then have to do a lot of world building for themselves, which they can't do because they're incompetent. So it's not a pretty watch in that sense.
Why didn't they just devise something from scratch? If they weren't allowed to have the main bits, as it were.
It's all to do with brand and name recognition. I mean, if you were to try and create a brand new, exciting fantasy, you would have to build that reputation from the ground up, and that would mean you'd actually have to write a decent show, and you couldn't trade off name and reputation. They can't write decent shows, so all they have to trade off is name and reputation. And there's a huge dollar value attached to the IP. So the only reason they did it was because it was a guaranteed audience, and they don't have the talent or the competence to actually write something new of their own.
Surely it would have been cheaper than $56 million per episode to write something at half the budget. And obviously it's Amazon, isn't it? This is just kind of an add-on to their Prime service, isn't it?
It is. I mean, my sort of sneaky suspicion about that was that if Rings of Power is massively successful, as they keep telling us that it is, although notably without releasing any of the figures, this would be the stepping stone toward separating out Amazon, the streaming service, from Amazon Prime. And so you'd have to pay an extra subscription to get Amazon Prime, but it would have justified that because it's created this massive product that has got a large number of people subscribing just to see it. And then they'd be able to rake in, at least, if not double the money, close enough to that by charging 2 separate streaming rates. I don't know that they will do that, given how, well, it's at least questionable how successful Rings of Power has been. But they couldn't have done that either if they were just writing something brand new. They couldn't have done it that way. You're going to get people turning in just to see it because it's Rings of Power and it's labeled as the Lord of the Rings, and that wouldn't be the case. It wasn't the case even with Wheel of Time, which is an established franchise but not as well known, and it was never going to be the case if they created something new. The thing is that they are creating new things in this. I mean, large parts of Rings of Power are brand new, and it just shows everyone how utterly thoughtless and unimaginative they are, because everything they invent is awful, and the only redeeming parts are where it remembers it's supposed to make some mention to Lord of the Rings occasionally, and even then it's only redeeming up until you realize that they've just disgraced and sacrificed all of the build-up and the lore. So it's not a good show.
The only redeeming part is channels like yourself are going to do very well.
I hope so. That would be nice.
Okay, so it's not going to get any better, is it?
Well, having now seen episodes 3 and 4, no, it's actually getting worse. But
okay, let's move on then. House of the Dragon. Anybody seen this week's episode?
Yes.
I'm behind on this, I'm afraid.
Brian, care to say something about it?
Would you like a very, very quick recap?
Yeah, do it.
Always.
Let's go for it. Rhaenyra cut short a Tinder tour after too many left swipes. Prince Daemon returns to a hero's welcome. Daemon leads Rhaenyra astray before losing his boner again. Rhaenyra pumps a Kristen. Otto Hightower outs her as an uncle fucker. Decaying Viserys hands Otto his P45. Daemon banished again. And Rhaenyra agrees to marry Laenor Velaryon. # sloppy seconds.
Nice. So plenty of shagging by the sounds of it.
There was, I tend to find the shagging in Game of Thrones / House of the Dragon pretty distasteful. And although it's been lauded because it was a female director who did EastEnders and there was an intimacy coordinator in this one, everyone's saying it's fantastic. I thought it was just as shit as it usually is, to be quite honest. So, yeah.
How do you jump from EastEnders to House of the Dragon?
Because she's a woman.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently she did do some directing on Game of Thrones, believe it or not, season 4.
Yeah, and the sex scenes weren't that great. I'm sorry. Like, when you get a coordinator in there, I'm all like, well, this just looks coordinated. This doesn't look like real life at all. I was like, some of these people were doing weird moves, and I'm all like, nobody does that. Like, nobody does that. This is just weird. It's just weird. But I will have to say, though, this was by far my favorite episodes, and I love how they are masterfully adapting the source material. Like, they are taking, ambiguous events, like 3 or 4 versions of things, of what may have happened, and they're deciding which one did happen, and they are taking that version of those events, and they're saying this is it, and they're pushing it, the plot forward very cohesively, which I personally appreciate.
This is definitely better than what you call it,
Rings
the
of
Amazon.
Power.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Do you think they? Well, we've said they kind of deliberately put this out a couple of weeks before because they knew this was going to be better than the Amazon stuff.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think they could have released this whenever, and people will be like, "Oh, this is better than Rings of Power," because Rings of Power sucks.
What I've seen on YouTube and Twitter, nobody is slagging this off at all. Everybody just seems to be for this, don't they?
To me, it's not anything like as good as Game of Thrones. There's not the same character development. And I think I said before, it's the pacing that's really destroying those moments. See, we tend to get a lot of kind of lingering looks from characters rather than anything really substantial. The young lady finding her clitoris was about the closest to get to character development we had in this week's episode.
Did she find it?
Well, so I think someone else found it. But it's got something missing, and part of it they tried to alleviate. They tried to get some humour into at the start of this week's episode. Wasn't quite enough, and we're really missing a Tyrion or a Olenna Tyrell to keep you interested.
Tyrell, Blade Runner. Moving on. Stream killer. Okay, so it's going to get better, yes, Brian. This is going to be.
Well, I don't know. There's going to be a bit of a time jump between tonight's episode and the next one. Emily Carey and Millie Lockhart.
What's all this time jumping about? What's it all about for the?
Don't know. It doesn't really. I don't think it serves the series particularly well.
I agree.
Yeah.
Plus they are going through the source material like so fast. I don't know because they've got a season 2 coming, but I'm all like, are you guys going to leave anything from that one book for season 2? Like anything? Because you guys
didn't know when they started writing it. I mean, there was no season 2 confirmed. So, like, I think I said in the review I did of the first couple of episodes, it does really feel like a show that doesn't know if it's going to get the time to finish its story. So it's rushing through as much as it possibly can. So it can, if they hypothetically had got to the end of season 1 and it was either poorly received or not, just not well enough received to justify a second season, at least they could say, well, we've wrapped it up and it doesn't linger. You're not given a cliffhanger. It always did seem to me like they were pushing through precisely because they didn't know what the future would hold in terms of second seasons. Of course, they've got that now. And then you have the interesting question, as you raise, is what's left after this season? How much more will they go through? If they are trying to finish it off in one go, what can they move on to realistically after that? But I George R. R. Martin is well, I was going to say he's prolific. He's not speedy, but he's prolific. So there must be.
Okay, I'll throw this back at you. Season 2. What if they start doing flashbacks?
Oh yeah, they could go back in time. Yeah.
There's a fair case that they could go back in time because they can still do Aegon's conquest back then, and there's even more lore behind that. But there's so many intricate pieces they've missed out in this that they could have. It would have made a lot more sense. That the stakes would be a lot higher if they kept it in. Yeah,
and that the actress that plays the queen, she has said that they do want to bring her and that Millie girl back for season 2, so they can always go do flashbacks if they do bring them back.
Ian, this is your favorite program at the moment, isn't it?
I don't watch this. That's it. I mean, have they got to the house yet? Did they discover the dragons?
Yeah, have they found the dragon yet?
Did they? Yeah, did they find it?
There's actually a massive spoiler for House of the Dragon, and it's in season 3 of Game of Thrones. Someone shared the clip. I didn't know it, and I watched it by accident. And you're like, oh God Almighty! It just blows everything out of the water.
Here you go, folks. The mighty Cyberpunk Little Platoon's review of ROP was awesome. Bravo!
Thank you very much.
All right, everybody. I think we've had enough of kissing his ass for a while.
Yes, he's amazing. Right, he's amazing.
Well, he is the Lord.
To the rimming stream.
Praise the lad. Praise the lad.
He is the lad. Yeah,
he's the lad. Okay, we'll move on.
Ugh.
No. Why?
Although this episode wasn't as bad as the past episode.
Agreed.
It just wasn't as good. I think there really is a disconnect between like the men and women that watch this show, because this episode I felt like a lot of more men enjoyed this episode than past episodes. And I can't put my finger on it, but it still wasn't that good though.
It's trash. Move on.
Do you know what's missing from this program, from the Hulk?
Intelligence and humor.
That's
getting old very quick, bro.
Do you know what I watched yesterday? Because everybody was talking about She-Hulk, I watched The Incredible Hulk yesterday on Amazon. And do you know what? I really enjoyed it.
I do.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
I agree.
This is like the third time I've seen it, and I sat through all of it. I thought I'll just watch a bit of it, but I sat through all of it. And the ending is a bit stupid, but the beginning scene where they're chasing him and stuff like that, it's really, really good stuff. And the performance, they treat everything so serious about the Hulk in this. And then when I watched only 2 episodes of the She-Hulk, it just really just shits all over what they were trying to do in the past. You know what I mean? It really does. But anyway,
the program could have been fantastic, but incompetent writing. Although I will say I did titter at one moment in this episode. Just
titter me not.
I tittered for about 3 seconds. So anyway, Lord, would you care to read a chat out, please, sir?
I can do, yes.
Here you go.
Dark Side of the Walk says, forget the queue to see the Queen's box. Where do I line up to tongue Lord Cord's ring piece?
That is just horrible.
It's a really, really long line. So you're going to have to, unfortunately, get to the back.
I think we're all in that queue now, mate.
22 hours, mate. 22 hours.
Worth every second, though.
Seriously, what is all this worship all about? I know you're the Lord, but come on, the hell.
He's a
This
big boy
is
now,
why they
isn't
used to
he?
say about the Queens, like you wouldn't have her job if you could. Like, no, I see why.
I'll have your job, mate. Okay, so She-Hulk, missed opportunity. We hate you for it. Could have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Have you guys been real quick?
Oh, come on. Sorry.
Went back to She-Hulk just 2 seconds. Have you guys been noticing all of a sudden everybody's talking about that canceled She-Hulk movie from like way back when?
There was a She-Hulk movie?
Yeah, it got canceled, but there's been pictures of She-Hulk coming out. I can't remember the
Coming out. Wow.
that of the woman that is playing She-Hulk, but I thought it was very interesting how all of a sudden all this news about this canceled movie that was supposed to come out is coming up all of a sudden.
Wow.
Nice.
Here you go in the chat. Wookie Fever presents. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, the little platoon did suck an awesome video. That can't be right. On Rob. I watched it twice. Awesome. Twice.
Very kind of you. I hope
4
it was,
hours.
4 hours and 20 minutes well spent.
He watched
That's a
it
new
twice.
car, that, mate.
He must be something wrong with him. Come on. Seriously.
Okay, so
I would have watched Ben Hur twice.
Okay. Sorry, Ian. I didn't know.
God.
I didn't know about this.
I didn't know about it either.
Can I just say also, Ian, I tried to look for this on Netflix this weekend to watch it because I was like, oh, maybe this will give him a boost and he'll get something out of this. I couldn't find it on Netflix.
You'd have to do is type in "bad day."
I did. I swear to the Jesus, I did.
Oh no, because it's it's not shown in America.
Oh,
it's only in the UK.
Okay. All
It's
right,
only in
that's
the UK.
why I couldn't find it.
Okay, so obviously this is the what you should be watching, but I don't know now. Should people be watching it, Ian, considering there's lawyers involved?
Yeah, I mean, people should watch it because any chance I can get to show my work, that's great. So people should watch it. Little Platoon could do a review on it if he wants. But it's the thing you have to understand about this. It's a movie that costs $8,000 to make. $8,000 to make. I should say that again. $8,000 to make, right? Mm-hmm. And we were Panasonic gave us a camera because it was like the very start of digital shooting films on digital, and we shot the film. We only had one lens on the camera. You couldn't swap a lens, so you don't get any depth of field in any of the shots and stuff like that. But what I was surprised of was how Claire and Donna wanted to be in the movie.
Claire Goose, Donna Eyre.
Nobody got paid. No one. And they liked the script so much. They basically said they wanted to do it because at that moment in time, women weren't really getting parts like this. So I was way ahead of my time. I had 2 female leads and a man of color in the lead. So yeah. So I beat everybody to it.
You know what I'm going to do now, don't you?
Fucking hell.
I mean, I think, if you get a chance to see it, I mean, Matt, I can send you a link to my Vimeo channel. It's on there if you really want to watch it. But if you get a chance to watch it, it does help me if you do watch it.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want us to watch it on Netflix or do you want us to watch it? Where would be best for you for us to watch it?
Well, okay, right. So the version on Netflix is the full version, the version I didn't agree with because they wanted it to be 1 hour and X amount of time. But my version is edited and it moves a lot more faster. But it doesn't really matter. If you want to watch the Vimeo version, I can give it to you. If you want to watch the TV version, I can give it to you that. But it's just to tell you a little bit about it. Basically, it's a homage to all those cop movies and TV shows in the 80s. So we have all the things that's in a cop movie. We have a black boss that screams a lot. 70s, yeah. We have a cool looking cop car. We have the rookie cop. We have the well-weary cop. We have a saying, go ahead, make my day. We have a cop that has a saying. So it was just kind of like a homage to, because like I remember when they said, what should we make?
Green screen car thing.
Yeah, we have back projection. We deliberately have back projection when people are driving their cars and stuff. But I remember when we were given this camera, said, what should we make? And I said, Britain has never made a cop movie ever, apart from Sweeney 1 and 2, I guess, in the thing. So we decided to make a cop movie, and this is how it turned out. So there you go. But if you want to watch it, it's on Netflix. But if you guys want to watch it on Vimeo, let me know, and I'll just send you the link, and you could just watch it. All right.
In the chats, Dark Side of the Walk. I saw Bad Day. Excellent. Desperate to see the sequel now.
Bad Hair Day. Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah. I have seen this film and I enjoyed it.
So it was a lot of fun.
Clay Goose was good. Donna, nice. Very good.
Well, they have a fight in it. Donna and Claire have a big fight in it. So yeah, and there's like two fights in there. Two fights with Claire fights with two women in this, and it was a lot of fun to shoot as well because they just loved it. Because as I said, Claire was in a show called Waking the Dead, and she said to me,
Casualty as well.
Yeah, she was in Waking the Dead, which was a cop thing on BBC One, and I think she was there for 4 years. And she said she never ran. She never ran with a gun. She never had any fight with anyone. You know, all she did was talk, and Trevor Eves did all the whatever. And she said, so it's really refreshing to run around with a gun and try and hit people. So there you go. So that's why she took the part. So there you go. So as I said,
there you go.
You want to watch
Time Profit. I enjoyed this movie, even with the flaws.
It's got loads of flaws in it, mate. Loads.
Melvin, you there with some sound financial device.
You mean this one?
Even.
Melvin Deeply, hello Melvin. Don't sue Netflix until it's been up there a year. Then you can change your name to Megabooks.
I'm going to try and find out who actually
again.
Put it up there, because I have no idea who put it up there, seriously. And I've got my lawyer on the case because he read the contract and he was saying that I own the copyright because 10 years have gone by, and so the copyright goes back to me. So no, I'll keep you posted.
So watch this space. Okay. So other than Netflix, where can they see this at the moment then, did you say?
If you want to see it, just leave me a message on Twitter and I'll just send you the link to, if you haven't got Netflix and you want to see it, I'll send you the link to the Vimeo page and you can watch it on Vimeo.
Okay.
That's that.
Right. Okay, so let's move on then.
News round.
Our favourite part of the show, folks.
God, I love that picture so much.
Can I count the number of trans stories on the fingers of two hands?
I don't think there's any this week.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
There's something so classy about saying fuck when you say fuck, Lord. It's really weird.
You've got to get those t-shirts done, Lord, with that on.
What? Fuck.
You see? You hear the way he says it?
Fuck. Fuck. No, with your really good-looking sister.
Oh.
I swear to God, if you make a shirt of this, I'm going to buy 2.
You're going to buy it for your kids?
No, they won't care about that stuff. If there's no superheroes or princesses, they're not interested.
Give him can give her a costume.
That is quite clearly a Disney princess, a modern Disney princess.
Hey, I'll show it to him.
No, that's not true. She's not black, so it can't be. Yes, you'd have to do that, and then
I'll
it would be
show it to them and see if they're interested.
Lord, have you ever done blackface?
I can't. I'm not Justin Trudeau, so no.
Welcome to Killing Your Friends channel.
Blackface.
Are you okay there, Matt? Okay, let's do some news.
Did they show Soul Man anymore on TV? The film Soul Man. Do you remember that film Soul Man?
I do. They probably don't.
Yeah. So it's basically about a young teenager that gets in school, and he blacks himself up to get in because I can't remember the story. He couldn't get into another school, so he goes into this school. He blacks himself up, pretends he's a black guy, and that was who was the actor? Tom C. Howell.
Yeah.
Criminal Minds.
Yeah, he was in. Yeah.
James L. Jones, he was the head, wasn't he, of the school?
Yeah.
But that had an anti-racist message. Anti-racist,
did.
as in the old way of talking about anti-racism, as opposed to the new way, which is even more racist than the racists.
In the chat, Andy Mouse 123. Hello, Andy. I would.
Fuck's sake.
You would comb her hair, Andy Mouse? Maybe.
In the chat, 100k subs chawed in that dress reveal.
Maybe a million. I'll consider it for a million.
Somebody had a
the
go at
best
me. Did you
Christmas
see
present
that
ever.
on Twitter when I said to you about the dress? I made the joke about you and the dress. Did you see that?
I don't think I did.
You would. I was saying congratulations on being on. I can't remember. Oh, the Drinkers Channel.
Oh yeah.
And
you're welcome, by the way.
I said something about you wearing a. I can't remember the joke I made, and somebody had a go at me.
I missed that. I'll have to go
I
back.
thought it was weird. Yeah, I thought it was
I'm going to
weird.
go and find him on Twitter and call him a knob.
He doesn't read any of our Twitter comments now.
Who? Oh, yeah, he's
Whoa.
too big, isn't he?
I haven't had time
Too
to Twitter
big for us.
generally at the moment. I made the mistake of doing this call to action thing at the end of my last the Rings of Power video, which and mentioned my Twitter thing. So my Twitter has just currently been flooded. So I apologize if I've missed anyone, but I will catch up with it eventually.
Okay, this has been confirmed. 1 million subs chawed in the latex dress. Confirmed.
Yeah, that
It will
definitely
happen.
Thing.
It
Yeah,
will
definitely a
happen.
thing.
The way he's going, it will happen. Anyway, let's move on. Ron DeSantis in a some people calling this genius move.
I think it's genius.
What's he doing? I've never heard of this guy.
He's the is he the governor of Florida?
Yep.
And what did he do, Matt, for the uninitiated?
He sent 2 planes with illegal migrants to Martha's Vineyard, which is it's an island, and it's where the very rich can afford a home. And he sent 2 planes with only 50 migrants there, and they about flipped their shit because they couldn't. They said it was too. They couldn't handle it. It was too much. And I was like, 50? You can't handle 50 extra people on your dumb island. But from what I read, they've gotten rid of all of them. They are no longer on the island.
These are the same people who push, refugees are welcome here, and they always vote for open borders. And then when 50 migrants turn up on their doorstep, they panic, and then they ship them out to a military base and essentially just put them in coffins, because diversity only works while other people have to suffer under it, apparently.
Absolutely. Is that where they shot Jaws?
I don't know.
Probably.
Martha's Vineyard, I think that's where they shot Jaws. And they even hated people when they shot Jaws there. They were trying to get them out as well.
Yeah, it's one of the richest, most affluent. All the ex-presidents, all the ex-democratic presidents anyway, go there, either live there or go there on holiday. Barack Obama lives there. Bill Clinton holidayed there. It's very, very rich, very, very progressive. So it's the whole point of this move is basically to say, look, you guys are the ones who voted for the border policies that we've got. So maybe you should actually have to take some of the migrants that you're encouraging over. But they said they only sent 50, and there was a mass panic and breakdown. There's one town on the border in Texas which has had 27,000 in the last 3 months. So what should happen is for people in Martha's Vineyard and their political backers should look at this and say, well, okay, maybe we should reconsider what we've been forcing on the people of Texas and Florida. And maybe open borders isn't such a good idea, given that we've just seen we can't cope with 50. We shouldn't maybe expect people south of us to cope with hundreds of thousands of them every year. But it won't happen. But it's a canny political move, because it does just put on full display the staggering hypocrisy of Democrats.
Double standards, yeah. Melvin Deeply, Martha's Vineyard is the home of the Kennedys.
Ooh.
Time Prophet, MSN ignoring the Muslim riots in Leicester.
Yeah, that's been fun.
Yeah, apparently that was all sparked off by a cricket game. They were like, a
cricket game.
You score? Yeah, it's crazy.
Wasn't you? Was it Swappers?
Not this time.
Okay. And what is going on then with these riots? I saw a little bit of it, but didn't realise it was. Is it a full blown riot?
it's kind of like running battles in the streets, I think, and they're attacking each other's places of worship.
Oh my God.
From what I've seen from the brief clips on Twitter, yeah.
Very disrespectful.
There's always been a really, really deep-seated antipathy between certain types of Muslim and Hindus generally. Osama bin Laden actually ranked Hindus above almost every other group that he wanted Al-Qaeda to target, because at least Christians are monotheists and they believe in the same God, but Hindus are polytheists, which is even worse when you're a fanatical Muslim, because they don't even accept the truth of the one God. So there's always been a really, really deep-seated and quite unhappy attitude between among some Muslims toward Hindus. Leicester has a great deal of what we're obliged to call cultural enrichment. And so naturally we're seeing running battles on the street going on all week, and the police struggling to deal with it, as largely, it must be said, crowds of Muslim rioters climb all over Hindu temples and start vandalizing them, which does leave open sort of the interesting question, would there be any press coverage if a white man was to do that to a mosque? I think there would be. But there hasn't been a huge amount of press coverage of the exact same thing happening, because it's one culturally enriching group against another one.
Brian, are you up for reading a chat?
No. Yes, fire away. Melvin Deeply in the chat says they're upset about gender. Someone claimed cricket is a man's game.
Oh, well, do we get women playing cricket?
Yes.
We do?
Quite good as well.
Really?
Okay. Shall we leave the last word to Wookie? DeSantis is a genius.
He is a genius.
That's presidential genius fighting talk, isn't it?
And it seems to be what he's aiming for, but it's whether he'll want to risk running against Trump is the question.
Why doesn't just Trump and he have DeSantis as his vice president, and DeSantis just play the long game when Trump leaves?
Yes, I mean that's
play
one
the
of
long
theory.
game, son.
The problem is that Donald Trump destroys everyone around him. So I mean, Mike Pence was thought to be playing the long game when he accepted that position, and now the only possible way he would even consider running for president is just to take Trump down. He can't win. Trump is incredibly hectic. You'll end up being blamed by association. You'll also end up being blamed for all the things his administration cocks up, which it will cock up a lot. I think it's that thing about supping with the devil and using a long spoon. I mean, DeSantis is kind of playing that game, I think.
Lord, are you up for reading a chat? I'll just put it on now.
Nearly forgot to say that Natalie Portman can fuck off. Yes, she can.
What does she do?
I don't know, but it's always nice to tell her to fuck off, I guess.
To betrayed Anakin Skywalker. That's enough reason for me.
Yeah. I thought I really like her personally, but anyway.
Okay, this was from a couple of weeks ago. Just briefly, it was to do with Musk and his Twitter deal not going through. 44 billion. 55 billion Biden was sending to Ukraine that week, and nobody was saying anything about it. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Where do they find the money to do this? I mean, there's like millions of homeless people in America. Why can't they
there is no money. They're just making it up. They're just sending it. But
why can't they just use that make-up money to help people in their own country? I don't understand.
They could, but they're not. A lot of this money is not going to the Ukraine, and some of the stuff that is going to the Ukraine, they have no idea where it goes once it gets sent out. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of people like senators and congressmen and stuff like that, they're getting some of this money. There's no way they're not. That's why they're all on board. You get oh gosh, what's his name? They're all on board. That's why they're doing this. They keep funding the Ukraine, and the Ukrainians are not winning. I don't and you don't hear about that, but they're not winning. So they just keep funding this because they're getting some kind of benefit from it. So
money.
So that's all I have to say.
It's bad when Hercules is tweeting about it. Kevin Sorbo.
Everybody knows that politicians and the whole system's corrupt. I don't even know why people vote at all and why people believe in governments, because we all know they're corrupt.
It's an old political system of several hundred years old, and it's outdated, and we need to move on from two-party politics. Just my 2 cents. Okay, we'll move on from that. This was a couple of weeks ago, and I've been I've been wanting to do this for 2 weeks.
Who is he?
Biden.
He's over here now, you know.
Heil Biden.
Yeah, I hate this picture.
He's here.
He looks like Hitler. Like it's crazy. I hate it.
This was a very bad political own goal, wasn't it, for Biden?
Yeah, this is horrible. Every when I showed my wife, who does not pay attention to politics, she thought this was totally photoshopped. Like I had done this, and I'm all like, this is insane. Like this was a bad choice right here. Whoever chose this color palette of red and black, it was bad. It's just bad.
Lord?
Yeah, no, sorry, it's been a couple of weeks. I'm trying to get back into the mindset. No, it was a massive cock up in a sense. I think in a way though, they've been trying to meme him back into popularity. There was all that dark Brandon stuff going around, which this is sort of playing to. But when you look at this, then you think he gave a speech in front of the White House where he is there using these optics, which of course doesn't look particularly good because it looks like someone's finally got around to doing a proper adaptation of 1984. And the speech basically said that unless you are a Democrat or if you are a MAGA Republican, even
MAGA,
you are a political extremist and the enemy of the state and of democracy, which again is not a great look for a president who once said he was going to be a unifier. You're basically saying if you don't agree with my policy agenda, then you are not only wrong politically, but you are an enemy of the state, the constitution, the government. Against that backdrop, that sounds and looks rightly quite fascistic. But the only thing that sort of redeems it is, as no, just highlights there, the fact that Joe Biden himself, he's the worst possible version of Hitler there could be, because that he's useless. He's got Alzheimer's almost certainly, and he doesn't actually, it's his mind is behind him that you have to worry about. So it's like putting as your front man, I don't know, wheeling out a corpse and just sticking it there. And just the entire thing, everything about it, the message of the speech, the imagery that they use, using the Marines in the backdrop, which is not the done thing for American presidents, because the military is not supposed to be sort of tied to political events at all. It's just not good. Now, Trump did the American Carnage speech when he was inaugurated. People rightly looked at that, I think, and said that that's pretty dark and that could potentially be quite dangerous. But all the people who complained about that have had nothing to say about this. And all the people who liked that are complaining about this. I think that sort of the easiest way around that is to say both of those speeches were pretty bad, but I think objectively this one is worse.
As I've always said, I love America. I love American people.
We love you too.
And it upsets me what's happening to your country.
Well, yeah.
And this fucking idiot ain't helping.
Isn't this the same colours they used at the climax of, I hate to say it, that Star Wars movie? No, that Star Wars movie.
Yeah, the Last Jedi. It's the thing.
Yes.
So funny.
It always goes back to that.
It's a V for Vendetta as well. Like, there's so many. There's no non-fascist or non-shit film analogy you can use for this. Like, everything about the way it looks is terrible. It's either The Last Jedi or it's 1984 or it's V for Vendetta, each of which are crap in their own ways. It's just, it's not good.
And they got the Back to the Future clock above him as well, haven't they?
Yes, he has. In the chat, no relation. Biden is not even in control of his own toileting.
Well, I mean, like photoshopped on that, don't they?
But let's face it, right? No president has power. We all thought that when you become president, you're the most powerfulest person in the world, and you can cause World War III, blah blah. But we're not dumb anymore. We know that they don't have power. It's all up to Congress and all that stuff, and it's ridiculous. I find politics ridiculous.
As a Brit, all I know is that when Trump was in power, everybody worldwide was well off. But there you go. Moving on.
I think it was, I'm not sure, but I think it was CNN who recolored that image and made it look like...
They did it live as well. They were changing the saturation as the image was going out to try and make it look a little bit less catastrophic.
Yeah.
Really?
So
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Look it up. You can still go on YouTube and find, like, you can see. I mean, it's not in real time, but you can see them when they try to change it. It's really ridiculous. Like, even they knew how bad it looked.
Isn't Twitter wonderful? Sometimes.
No.
Yes.
Not at all.
Because literally the following day this appeared.
Yeah, but they've coloured those pictures though.
Have they though? I mean,
of course they have. Of course they have. They've coloured them.
They've not done the Chinese one. The Chinese one is accurate, I think.
The one with Hitler, you can tell they coloured that one.
Hitler's definitely colorized, but then they are using the same sort of color scheme the Nazis used. The Stalin one is obviously painted, but again, the red is the Soviet color. The communist ones in particular, that definitely fits with.
Oh God, we're living in clown world. We really are now. It's crazy.
Sure.
Yeah,
we are. Yes. Okay.
Who are these
Belgium?
Yeah, who are these beautiful ladies?
Makes me laugh so much. Why would you hire people like it's ridiculous, isn't it?
These are genuine, by the way.
I know they are. It really
fucking believable, isn't it?
Oh my God,
it makes me laugh so much.
The American one is okay. Sorry, I broke my rule.
Levine.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, Lord. There is kind of, in inverted commas, a trans part. Sorry, mate.
I guess. Although, to be honest, watching that, if you did not already know that the American health leader was trans, you wouldn't be able to actually pick them apart because any one of them could be. But like the only one I quite like is Therese Coffey, who's the English one, because she's a smoker and I like smokers. Good on her.
Swappers, I don't reckon much to yours.
Oh, thanks, mate.
You see the lack of not caring in this world every day now. I mean, why would you hire someone like that to be in charge of health? I mean, look at all of them. It's absolutely crazy. And you know what? They don't care. The not caring thing is becomes stronger and stronger as each second and each day goes by.
Mate.
Have you not noticed that about everything from customers being served to banks to right across the board to even the shows that we love are being mean to us now, aren't they? Star Trek, screw the fans. Yeah. Everything. That's why we all revert back to old movies and revert back to old stuff. Don't we? We're being forced there.
What we're seeing right here in this image is a Monty Python sketch unfolding.
I'd watch that.
But you'll get cancelled if you do make a joke.
But not funny.
That's what I mean.
Well, I don't know. Depends on your point of view, but yeah.
The Belgian one, because she was health minister during the early days. I think she still is health minister, but the early days of the COVID pandemic as well. So she was coming out giving press conferences telling people not to have orgies of more than 3 people. And I think it was like the week after it transpired that like one member of her own department in the government, I think, was visiting Berlin and had a massive orgy just after this woman who has I doubt she's ever had sex, but
was
nevertheless,
it like a Star Wars orgy where she was Jabba the Hutt?
Well, I don't know that she was involved in any of them because I can't imagine she'd have been let in, but someone in her department absolutely was, and it's just. It is just funny. You have to laugh because otherwise,
it's like sorry, go ahead.
It'd be a massive orgy if it was only her taking part, wouldn't it?
It is. It's just a lack of care. Did you hear before all this thing about the Queen happened? Boris came out to give his last speech when he was leaving Number 10, and I just laughed at everything he said. He just said, "We did this, we did that. We did this," but no mention of we broke the rules. And COVID, we had a big party.
It was a work event.
It was a fucking great party.
It was a work event.
It was a work event, my ass. Really
well, he did. He compared himself to, I think it was Cincinnatus, the Roman emperor, and Boris is a classicist. So Boris would surely know that the defining thing about, I'm sure it was Cincinnatus, is that he came back a few years later and retook his position in power. Boris knows enough to know what he's alluding to there, so I suspect he does think he might make it back in one day.
The thing that makes me laugh is that it's like you doing something really bad, and then they say, right, we're going to kick you out of this job, and then you have a chance to say goodbye, and you act like you didn't break the rules. You act like you didn't act like an arse. You act, you know what I mean? It was just, it's
politics.
Like, they just don't care about politics. Has gotten worse. They just, in the old days, they used to hide it, didn't they? Now they're in plain view, and nobody cares anymore.
What annoys me is they don't care, and they don't even wave their hands in the air.
Because they just don't care.
Matty, would you like to, Catty, would you like to read a chat?
Absolutely. This is from Marlon the Unlucky. The American one was a star in Independence Day as the scientist. It's very true.
And before we move on, if I can see, where are we?
So the American was a trans fella.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Obviously, Andy Mouse is the gentleman that would do anything. Jesus, I wouldn't.
None of them.
Yeah, they're
although Canada's one is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit weird.
Weird.
The seems becoming all sorts of problematic at the moment.
It's the health minister's dinner table. She hasn't had anything to eat because the others have had it all. Quite emaciated.
It's all right, Lord. Get my channel cancelled. Don't worry. Oh God, it's like the foursome from hell, isn't it? Anyway, moving on. Oh, obviously this happened this week.
It did.
Look how many people they got over
1.3 million
dislikes, didn't they?
1.3 million. I'm counting.
Oh, did you guys hear about they made a Whitney Houston movie?
Yes, I saw the trailer.
And so, did you see the trailer? And the woman they got to play Whitney, I'm sorry, but she's just not good looking as Whitney.
I agree.
There's something about you just go, what? You cast that person?
Yeah, she's good looking. Go ahead.
Was she the only one that could handle the crack pipe? Is that why?
Probably.
Oh, Whitney.
I couldn't believe it.
While I was watching the trailer, I was all like, oh, this was the best you could get.
Exactly.
There was something off the entire time I was watching the trailer. I was all like, oh, I would have cast somebody else because I'm not feeling it.
Bobby Brown, no relation. He was a wrong un, and Whitney chose poorly.
But that's the thing, you see. I don't understand what's happening in movies either. From this thing, Little Mermaid, to Whitney Houston, why didn't they cast someone that was just as attractive as Whitney? I don't understand what's going on in this world. I really don't.
Swappers, do you have any feelings about this Little Mermaid?
Feelings. Is that
sorry, observations.
Is complete apathy a feeling? I'm not sure. I think
she's really white, but she's in heavy shadow. That's what it is.
Yeah, I saw a meme on Twitter earlier on. Actually, like there was an oil spillage in the ocean, and it caused this incident. Apparently, but I heard the vocals, and I just thought there's just this terrible vocal gymnastics going on. That sounds like Mariah Carey tuning up, and I just thought, oh no, what have they done? They're just taking away the simple nuance of the original movie in more ways than one, and definitely in the songs. And they're just going to completely overdo it. And this image that they're trying to push with this new film, they're only doing it to virtue signal. We all know that. But the original story was quite clear in its description of the character that she was white. Yeah, and they've now culturally appropriated this character. There's no two ways about it. They've culturally appropriated it and swapped the character out. And to me, that's completely immorally wrong, because you wouldn't do that to cultures. Just because it's a white culture doesn't mean to say you can just wade in and start changing things. Just because people are white doesn't necessarily mean that they're without color. That they're lacking something. It just means that they're a different ethnicity.
People are white and people are dark skinned for a reason.
Well, that's exactly it.
And a lot dark coloured skin, if I remember my biology correctly from school, was a lot to do with the location where you lived, mainly kind of equatorial equator regions, Africa.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't a mermaid live underwater? So how the fuck did she get direct sunlight to affect the pigmentation of her skin? Just saying.
Yeah.
Can anyone tell me when The Little Mermaid was set? What year?
Thank you, Cyberpunk.
Anyone?
Nope.
Is
the
it
original? I have no
Like
idea.
the animated show or the
Yeah,
animated
the
movie?
film. Yeah, so
I believe it was 1983, but don't quote me on that.
no, not the film. The actual film.
Splash.
When was the actual story set? Is it 1920? 19?
Oh,
It was longer
Well,
ago.
if you go back far enough, I mean, I think it comes from a Scandinavian folktale actually. So it's and a really
does.
old one. So you're talking like centuries old as opposed to even a single century old. In terms of when it gradually morphs to become Disney's version, I don't know precisely when that changes, but no, it's like the tales of mermaids are as old as as old as we've been traveling the seas, but they are quite specifically, I think, Scandinavian.
The only thing I can find out
what the point I'm trying to make is her boyfriend. He in the film.
1837.
Yeah, right. So 1837, right? Weren't they racist in 1837?
Probably.
They were very, weren't they? So I don't know how this is going to work. She comes out the water, fancies a white guy, and then they kind of lynch her. That's what should have happened.
1836, it was written. Thank you.
There you go.
I don't know if this is true. I think I did read somewhere that they were trying to change it so she doesn't come out just in order to fall in love with the prince. But that's the only reason she wants to go out of the water in the story. So what's it going to be? She just decides she wants to go into dry land for a bit, and the prince just happens to be there.
Is the prince honky or trans?
Oh, I guess we'll find out.
He's very attractive.
MC in the chat. Hello, MC. Mermaids aren't real.
Oh. Yeah. I did a trailer reaction to this, and when she does the riff on her last line and everything.
Yeah.
So I had done my trailer reaction late at night because I had to go to a birthday party, and they were dropping a lot of crap on that Saturday. Anyways, I had called it. I was like, oh, they did that diva thing. Oh my gosh, people! Of course, because I said it was a diva thing, I'm racist. And I just want to say, I don't have necessarily a problem with the actress being black. And this Halle Bailey girl that's playing Ariel, I find her actually quite charming when I watch her in interviews and everything. And she can sing really, really well. But back to what Swappers said, I do think that they're going to take these songs and change them to where it's no longer the songs that we know and love. And they're just gonna sing it, but then they're just trying to make it more than it really is. Like, for instance, this song, it's, if you ever go back and watch, oh gosh, was it Alan Menken? I can't remember. But when they sit there and sing with the original singer, it's intimate. They talk about how you're it needs to be breathy at some points in time. And I just feel like this is like they were just like, pretend you're in a stadium singing to 17,000 people, and that's how she's gonna do it. And I go, I don't think that these people understand this song, this music, and all that kind of stuff. I had a point.
I'll keep saying this, right? Race swapping is wrong. Gender swapping is wrong. The reason why race swapping is so wrong is because Hollywood keeps telling people of color that they're not good enough to create something new for them. That's exactly the underlining thing that they're actually saying to people of color. We will not create something original for you. We will stick you in something else. Here's a hand-me-down. And this is what's happening. I think that's very insulting.
Do you feel sorry for this actress?
No, not at all. She got paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I have to go. I don't know about you guys, but all these live action Disney movies, I personally think they all suck. I haven't found one that I like.
Pinocchio. Did you watch Pinocchio?
I did. I didn't like it.
What a load of crap. It really was.
It was.
I was so annoyed.
So I just go, there's no way that what has she got, a tube top on? What's going on here? I don't think this is going to be good at all. So it doesn't matter who they put in here.
Perhaps they should make an animated version of the black hole. That's a thinking man's joke. Think
It'd be the white hole.
Also,
sorry, just before we move on, right? If anyone has seen Pinocchio, it's really funny how everyone is saying that he doesn't change at the ending. They say because in the original story, he's on the bed and the fairy comes and he changes into a real boy. And in this version,
I'm a real boy.
they walk away. They walk away, right? And what's his name? The father is holding his hand. But if you look closely on that shot, the joint in his elbow changes and his legs, and he's literally changing into a real boy. And I'm quite surprised how nobody caught that.
Yeah,
so if you look at it again, well, but why is everybody saying he didn't change?
Because then Jiminy Cricket comes on. He says, "We don't know if he turned into a real boy or if he was a
but
puppet.
we saw it.
But he was always a real boy to Geppetto." And I'm all like, maybe. But it was. You're right. They should have just changed him into a boy, like full on, because then there would be no question. But I don't know. That was a weird choice. It doesn't matter. That movie sucked. It was bad.
In the chat, sometimes even I titter. In the chat, Brown explains skin color. Next week, eugenics. You should come on here one week, mate.
I've seen online somebody posted a picture of I used to watch Little Mermaid cartoons, but there was a TV series, must have been on some kind of Disney Channel.
Love it.
Yeah, where Ariel met an Afro-Caribbean mermaid. Genuine Afro-Caribbean mermaid. It's like, well, this already existed in Disney history. Why couldn't they just use this character and base a new story around that character instead of appropriating one that was already there? I think we all know the answer to that question, but to avoid all this controversy, they could have easily done that and everybody would have been happy.
I agree. I don't know if you've got a slide for it, Mr. Brown, but they put this through an AI. And you can make her any race you want, and they made her white, and people flip their shit. I was like, oh man. I mean, I don't really care either way because I'll probably end up going to see this movie because I'm pretty sure my daughter wants to see it because it's a mermaid and she loves anything girly. But
get the wife to take her.
I mean, I guess so, but my daughter is very much like into anything girly, so. And she's already seen this. She's like, I like her. I want to see it. And I'm like, oh, great, perfect, excellent. I'm not.
Do you know what? In Pinocchio, they changed the fairy, and I honestly have to truly say, from my heart, it's the ugliest fairy I've ever seen in my entire life.
She looks like the blue alien lady from Farscape. It was a bad choice. She's got those big acrylic fingernails and that thing on her ear. I'm all like, who made this decision? It was a bad decision. It was.
Is on fire tonight, folks. Sequel, When Heaven Met Salmon. Sorry, I thought that, but you get the gist of it. Okay.
It was fun with that AI thing, watching people say it was terribly racist that they should use an AI to race swap a black character. When did this principled opposition to race swapping come into being?
Right, that's so funny and so true.
Yeah, right. I mean, surely that's like that everyone should be lauding this technology because you can basically customize the movie to be whatever ethnicity you want. So then surely everybody should be appeased by this.
That'd be really cool.
You could have two versions.
You could have a million versions.
Everybody seems to forget that the entire world was saved by a black guy and a Jewish guy. That was
I thought it was
Independence Day. That was Independence Day, the movie Independence Day.
Almost the Scream Killer, that was. Almost.
That's what I'm saying. So everybody's like, we never used to do that, and people of color never got a chance. But look at Independence Day. Who saved the world? A black guy and a Jewish guy.
Original characters.
Yeah, and I love that movie.
Yeah, it is a great movie. Okay, so we'll move on.
This might not end up being though the most controversial film with a race angle to come out this year, because the Woman King is the one I'm really looking forward to. That is absolutely astonishing what they're doing with that. I mean, So I don't know if anyone in the chat's familiar with the Woman King is a story. It's set in Africa in colonial era.
I saw the trailer for that.
It's following a group of women who are sort of like the King's Guard equivalents of a tribe called the Dahomey. And it portrays them as leading a brave, spirited fight against racism and specifically against slavery. And it's black-led. People have taken issue with it, however, because the Dahomey were the most brutal slave takers in probably all of Africa at that time. They were doing slavery before we thought to do slavery. They're actually taking a group of slavers who actually, their king is on record as saying something like, we owe our very existence to slavery. They were brutal. They would go in, they would conquer other villages, they would castrate all the men, they would kill large numbers of the women, and they would take them back and they would sell them to other African tribes or to Western slavers later on. This film is taking that and is portraying it as a story of black empowerment, black-led, black anti-slavery. This is it's utterly astonishing, and like, this really should probably get much more attention than I imagine it will get, because it's so inconvenient for large parts of the media to give this any kind of attention. But this absolute flagrant rewriting of history and actually championing brutal slavers and pretending that they were like Martin Luther King. I'm just trying to imagine like what the equivalent would be in England if we were to do a film which like took the most brutal slaver in our own history and said that actually, no, he brought civilization to Africa and was a lovely man. I mean, can you imagine what the New York Times would say if we created a film like that? But no, because apparently it's a black-led cast, that's fine. And then one of the writers for this film came out and said, well, look, the reaction to this film just proves that America and the West can't handle black-led films. No, that's not the problem. The problem is that you're glorifying slavery or pretending that it didn't happen. That's the issue here, guys. So it might be that we end the year with The Little Mermaid being sort of brushed under the... I'm not going to say brushed under the sea, because that's an horrible, horrible pun, but you know, it should not be as controversial as The Woman King. The Woman King is the one to really enjoy. Sunk Without Trace, yeah.
Okay, it does look like crap, that film, though. It does.
It'd be amazing if it was the most fantastic film Disney have made in 25 years. But maybe
hold your breath, mate.
Okay, this was from a couple of weeks ago. Apparently, Cavill is all in for Superman projects.
Sorry, just going off a bit. Is it true that what's his name's been cast as Bond? God, what's his name? The guy played Ronnie Cray, and he played both parts.
Tom Hardy.
Somebody told me when I was at work that it's been confirmed that he's playing Bond. Anybody know about that?
No,
I have
no
not.
word.
No one. Oh, okay.
I said many moons ago. I think I even said on here, Tom Hardy cast as Bond. Bless you.
My brother.
Nolan show running, as it were.
I don't think he's right for Bond, personally. But
Bear in mind, is it owned by Amazon now?
No, it's not owned by Amazon. Amazon has the rights to put their films out, basically distributing their films.
It's MGM, isn't it? And yes. MGM is owned by Amazon.
Yeah, but they don't own it. Obviously, the Broccolis own the actual IP.
I genuinely think it's going to be Hardy and Nolan doing the show.
I hope not.
Maybe 3 films.
It might be good, but I still think he's wrong for it. But there you go. That's just me.
So apparently he's all in doing Superman and several projects. Has he been cast in a Marvel film as well? In the
The rumor is that he's talking to Marvel. From what I've seen from scoopers, none of them say that he's been cast as anything, that he's just talking. So it could be a big yes or a big no. Who knows?
This all goes back to David Zaslav and his butchery of Warner's, isn't it? Hasn't is it Constantine that's been announced as well?
Who's in that? Constantine.
Is it Constantine? Keanu
they
Reeves.
are thinking of bringing Keanu Reeves back. Unfortunately, though, it will be Akiva Goldsman and J.J. Abrams in charge of it.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I was reading that they're going to, like, it's supposed to be a TV show, and that they're going to cast someone of color, not a white guy. Like he is in comics.
Why?
I don't know. I don't remember Matt something. I don't know his name, but Matt something that played him in the that CW show. I thought he did, or it was, I believe it was Fox, and then it was CW. Anyways, I thought he did a good job. I enjoyed him as Constantine, but at this point in time, it doesn't even matter, because they're probably just gonna, if J.J. Abrams has his fingers on any of it, it's gonna be
to shit.
Yeah, he's the worst writer ever.
MC Nolan would make a good Bond film, I think. Yeah, I do as well.
I agree.
Yeah, MC again. Constantine sequel with Reeves. Yeah.
Are they saying it's with Reeves? Are they?
Yeah. Cyberpunk. Hello, Cyber. Henry Cavill deserves a great project. He does. He does, mate.
I don't think it's going to be Superman though.
We'll see, though. Anyway, okay. So,
oh my god, have you guys seen this clip?
Yeah, this was a couple of weeks ago. I thought I'd throw this in because
who are these two girls?
I am a very big fan of Chris Pine.
I love Chris Pine.
Is that Chris Pine?
That is Chris Pine. Yeah.
Oh no.
Captain Kirk himself.
I can't tell if you're being funny or if you're being serious.
No, I thought it was a girl. Seriously, at first when I'm looking.
Did anybody see the video of the?
Yes. I'm
Harry
obsessed
Styles.
with all the drama around this movie. I love it. It's so good.
So, for the uninitiated, Matty, what's the movie and what's the goss?
It's called "Don't Worry, Darling." And okay, so I'll just go through all of it really quickly, really quickly. So give me like 60 seconds. Okay, so the movie was underway, and originally Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be in the role that Chris Pine is playing, but then he left the project. But then during a con, Olivia Wilde, the director of the movie, she was served divorce papers. Chrissy Pine, that's funny. She was served divorce papers on stage while she was at a con from her now ex-husband, Jason Sudeikis. Then, while she was doing interviews and promotion for this movie before it went to Cannes Film Festival, she was it Cannes or maybe it was the Italy. Cannes Film Festival. She was in an interview saying that her husband, Jason Sudeikis, was horrible, being married to him because he was a jerk and all that nonsense. And she also said that she had to fire Shia LaBeouf from the movie. So then Shia LaBeouf, he was all like, I didn't get fired. I have a video of you, begging me to come back. Then magically, deliciously, that video of her begging Shia LaBeouf and throwing Florence Pugh under the bus in that video pops up online, and it was so good because she's all like, please come back to the movie. Maybe that'll give Flo a chance to get her shit together or something like that. So then Florence Pugh comes out and she says they come out and say that she's not doing any promotion for the movie. So she's doing zero promotion, which I'm all like, ooh, this is good. And so then she has to go, and people are like, isn't that in her contract? And people are saying like she was just going to talk shit if she had to do promotion for it, and they didn't want that. So then she ended up going to the Cannes Film Festival, where she did not even look at Olivia Wilde, and then she only showed up to the red carpet, and then she sat through the movie. So then in this clip right here, where these two are having an interview, Harry Styles, who is a complete idiot. Can somebody explain to me what
thick as two short planks is the term?
Ain't that the truth? The whole time I was watching his answer to this question, I was like, exactly what form of mental retardation does he have? Because he couldn't even answer a simple question. So then, they watched the movie. It's a great movie. It's very, a movie you can see in a movie. Anyways, so then Harry Styles ends up spitting on Chris Pine in a clip, and all the Harry Styles fans tried to defend him and say he didn't do it. But I'm like, you people need to go away. And then, at Cannes Film Festival, this is the last thing I'll say, and then I'm done. At Cannes Film Festival, they time how long your standing ovation is. This movie only got a 4-minute standing ovation, but during the standing ovation, Florence Pugh literally just left, and then everybody just stopped clapping. And that's why I got 4-minute standing ovation, because she was like, I'm done with this. And she just left. It's so good. I love it. I love drama when I'm not involved with it. It makes me so happy, especially all this.
Can I ask you a question? Is this a film? Maybe I'm mixing up with some other pop star, because I know a pop star made a film in England and he played a policeman, right? Is this film?
No, I don't know what film you're talking about.
What's the film called again? Sorry, Matt.
This film is called Don't Worry, Darling.
Right. It's supposed to be very bad, isn't it?
That's the thing. Yes, a lot of people are saying it's bad. Some people are saying it comes together quite nicely, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm not interested in watching it, but a lot of people are saying it's very Stepford Housewives.
Olivia Wilde has no idea how to direct a movie.
Yeah, she sucks. Yeah.
She's been on the
apparently she does
for half a year, And because she's a woman, everybody's like, "Oh, let's bring that film to Cannes and all that shit." I saw that movie with the two girls in it, and it was freaking awful.
Yeah,
it
she's
really
not
was.
Good. Yeah, you're right.
Didn't they all have a mass orgy?
And then, oh, what a surprise! The girl's
and they
gay.
regretted
Okay,
it.
there you go. Do you know what I mean? It's just. But this movie I'm talking about is one where it has a pop star in it, and it's set in Britain. And I saw the trailer, and I just sighed when. So he's this policeman in England. It's a pop star. I can't remember the name of the pop star, and he's with his wife. And the next thing you know, he's kissing a guy. And I thought, typical of England to make stuff like that.
Here you go, the Fletcher new face. Hello, Fletcher. Olivia Wilde has crazy eyes.
She used to be really attractive when she was in House.
Yeah, she. Is it called
Tron Legacy?
Is it called Beyond the Lights?
I don't know what it's called, but I saw the trailer. I was like, typical, usual shit.
I'll just say, Chris, Captain Kirk, Pine, big fan. Don't fucking do this shit. Don't sell yourself short with these fucking tosses, man.
Is he meant to be playing a girl in this then?
No, his hair doesn't look like this in the movie. If you go watch the trailer, his hair.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And apparently, and everybody's saying Harry Styles' acting career is done because he's not good in the film. Right. Everybody's saying the only good parts of the film are Chris Pine and Florence Pugh.
He should stick to singing. Anyway, let's move on.
For sure, yeah, I don't like him.
This was from a couple of weeks ago.
Is it Pride Month done though?
Well, yeah. Well, it's never done, is it? But they are spending lots of money painting emergency services, the vehicles. Oxford Fire and Rescue Service spent $4,500 painting vehicles this colour. Can you believe it? This is a fire engine, by the way. Why?
Yeah, that seems like a waste of money. I mean, I don't have anything against the gay community, but that seems like a lot of waste of money. I don't get it.
I wasn't aware the fire service had a history of repression of the gays that it was now trying to redeem itself from. Like, I don't think the gay community has been really eager to see the fire service make up for a long history of oppression. I could be wrong. I wasn't alive for most of it, but it just seems like it's an entirely pointless piece of random virtue signaling. But it happens everywhere. I mean, it's not just them. The police cars do it as well. You have all the road crossings, which they paint as rainbows.
Yeah,
which police horses can't cross because they get scared of them, which is really funny.
Police with helmets.
Yeah. Although the Met Police now have a new commissioner who's appointed this week, who just gave an interview to The Times saying that under his watch, the police will not be taking the knee and they will not be dancing at parades. They will visit every burglary and they will actually do their fucking job, which would be a start. But then again, we've heard this kind of thing before from many people and it has never happened. But
It seems a terrible idea to have an emergency services vehicle of anything other than the colour designated for an emergency services vehicle, unless, of course, this is the Rescuing Double Dongers Out of Trees division.
What do you want me to do?
Play the fucking rainbow.
Now what you want them to do now is to swap the sirens out for either YMCA or rainbow theme. I'd actually quite like to see a rainbow fire engine blaring out YMCA. I think that could be quite funny. It would definitely I would get out of the way very quickly if it did, but
I just don't get it. Are there any colours for heterosexuals? Do we know?
No, and also this is the older and
now
apparently racist pride flag, because this one doesn't have, as rainbows famously do, brown and black stripes on it to represent the brown and black peoples of color. So actually, this is a racist fire engine. Also, it doesn't have the new chevron for trans people, so it's also it's a transphobic racist fire engine.
It's also it's not painted very well as well. It just looks really crap. So you see the green. It's supposed to, travel with the green, but yet the actual bit itself is further down. It's just it's really badly painted.
It's the skid marks left by someone with a Skittles addiction.
Lord, it's got black tires. Is that good enough?
Oh, is that true? Oh, I guess that could count. But then again, you could also read that as, this is a fire engine built on the hard work of black people, and it's just grounding them into the turf.
Yeah, you can see anything in anything, can't you? Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
We're deep into the auto correction.
Oh, hello, nurse. Blimey.
Yeah, she's so hot.
It's Anna de Enos again.
Oh, don't say that about her. She's lovely.
She's so hot.
Channel favorite, obviously, folks.
Yeah, she's great.
Shown for none other reason that it's Anna de Armas. And I
can't wait to see Blonde because it looks quite good. It might.
I agree. Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, that's next week, I think, isn't it?
I'm not quite sure, but
on Netflix.
Yeah. No.
In the chat, brown rainbows at the sewage works when the sunlight shines through the excrement reel. Do you like that photograph?
I like
photographs.
Yeah, I like both of them too.
I like both of them. She's gorgeous, and that lollipop's lucky.
Yeah, she's just fantastic. It's a shame. I don't think she's ever gonna, as we've said before, she doesn't kind of fit the narrative or the agenda or whatever it is. So I don't think she'll ever be truly the massive star she deserves to be. Best thing about the Bond film.
Can she actually act?
Yeah, she can.
Yeah,
I saw her in. Yeah. Did you see her in that film with Ben Affleck?
Yeah, I saw that movie. I didn't care for the movie overall.
No, I didn't either. But she was good in it, though.
Yeah, and her sex scenes are so hot.
Yeah,
she is very, very sexy. I hope she gets more work. I really do.
I hope your wife's not listening.
Oh, she has my heart. She knows she has my heart. I can look at a beautiful woman.
She has your heart, but your eyes are roving.
Time Prophet, never heard of her.
Of course you haven't.
Andy Mouse, I think she's very nice.
Well, Time Prophet's definitely heard of her because she comes up on these streams every other week.
Okay, so we'll move on from the beauty.
See, no one's criticising the red background like they did with Biden's.
It was beautifully with the green
standards.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. So obviously this is from a couple of weeks ago.
I don't believe this.
25 million global views. Lord, is that a complete lie?
I have no idea. I don't know. The more interesting ones are sort of like the longer term viewing figures. What is the figure for episode 2, which I don't think they have released for anyone. Wouldn't surprise me if 25 million people clicked on it at some point. How many of them lasted longer than 5 minutes? We don't know. How
did you go all the way?
I've been all the way on many things. You're going to have to be specific.
With the Rangs of Power, you went all the way on that one.
As in, did I watch all of it?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. No, I've watched all the episodes so far. I have to. It's been a long and painful experience. No, the more interesting figures are the ones that they aren't going to tell us about. So it's sort of how many viewers stick with it, how many viewers followed through for episode 2.
They're not going to tell you that.
They're not going to tell anyone that. They've been very deliberately not telling people any of that. But given they started out by hailing this, it does sort of jar when they then go completely silent on the ratings.
Didn't they also terminate the reviews?
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
Are they still blocking them?
No, I think it's still going. 72 hours was the time frame they set so they could vet them to combat review bombers. Review bombers are only people who don't like it, of course. If you just go out there because you want the shill for it, that's not review bombing. But if you go out there because you don't like it, that is review bombing. There was a guy in the comment section on my video who was saying that he had one rejected 2 days ago. All he'd said was that he didn't find it very interesting and he gave it 2.5 stars and that review was banned. They've also had a massive campaign going to try and stop reviews getting up onto YouTube. I've never had as many manual copyright checks as I had trying to get that video up. I think probably it was 10 uploads in a row. got past the algorithm, and then within 2 hours, after a manual check, because it emails you if it's been checked manually, someone has gone in and said, no, we're having that footage. You can't use that. Thank you very much. So there is a massive campaign. They are understandably very, very sensitive about how this is being received.
They just use pictures, isn't it? That's all you can use. Really, they can't, copyright strike you on pictures, can they?
I wouldn't put it past them.
How does that work then? Because obviously, if it's got past the YouTube bot, somebody's actually watching it from Amazon.
So as I understand how this works, now I don't understand it fully, but from what I know of how it works, so you upload your video and it's checked by the algorithm for anything which is, YouTube's algorithm has different studios apply different strictness to it, but there's a set rule. My usual thing with Amazon's stuff is that you can't use anything longer than 10 seconds clip-wise will automatically, the algorithm will flag it. Whereas Disney don't give a fuck. You can use as much footage as you want to. So 10 seconds under. But nevertheless, even if it passes the algorithm check, studios can come to studios can get into arrangements with YouTube where even if it doesn't breach the copyright algorithm, YouTube will still notify the studio if it has detected any footage being used from the product that's owned by that company. And it will invite them then to pre-vet it before it goes up. So my videos would go up days before it was due to premiere. It would be unlisted until that point, but during the time it's unlisted, because Amazon was notified by YouTube, they were able to send someone through and then claim the footage, obviously vexatiously as well, because there was so obviously fair use. There was one point where there were 2 5-second clips 30 seconds apart, but they claimed the entire section as one clip, even though the middle section was, I think, an interview with Tolkien or something. So it was obviously just finding any excuse possible just to get the review taken down. So I had to go back through and back through and back through. They've been very, 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 very strict and up on anyone trying to give any review of this at all that might be construed as negative.
But as we all know, you managed on the 35th attempt?
I don't even know how many attempts it was. It was a whole week, and it took 7 hours to upload every time, and it was so like two of those, at least 2 of those every day for a week. So it was probably about 10, I would guess.
But they do have people watching this stuff though. I know for a fact at the BBC when Doctor Who was playing, they had people scouring YouTube and all sorts of places to see whether people were putting the show down. And they had to report back to the person that was in charge. So I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon had hired, like maybe 1,000 people just to go through the things, and literally people are doing it, not bots and not algorithms, looking at words and stuff. It's actually people sitting down and being paid to look through things. So it's quite possible that a guy saw your show and reported back.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised, because YouTube has to notify you as well when it's a manual one, is in when someone has actually gone and sat there and watched it. You'll get an email, and then so I've got 10 or 11 of those in the bank. I wonder
if he actually enjoyed the video. That'd be nice.
I hope so. Well, I ended up including a whole little couple of minute introduction addressing hypothetical Amazon employee personally in the introduction.
In the chat, not Brian, Little Platoons, Rop Vid. There's a link there, folks. We like to help the smaller.
So if you've got 4 hours spare and you've got a pillow and a bed.
2 hours 10. 2 hours 10.
It's worth the 2 hours. It's a very good video. It's a very good
video.
Just make sure you go for a piss before. Yes,
exactly. Exactly.
There's the Lord. I know most of the guys have seen it in the thing, but anybody else, there's the link. So let's move on. Okay, so this was from this week. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. God.
You knew this was gonna go away. I mean, like
Patty Jenkins, wasn't it, directing?
Yeah, they're not doing any movies anytime soon. They're only gonna do TV shows, and it wasn't a surprise that it was gonna go away. Did anybody watch Wonder Woman 1984? It's very obvious that Patty Jenkins, when left her own devices, makes shit films. So she needs to be reeled in, and I don't think they were going to be able to do it. Plus, she had like 3 films on her belt. This one, that Cleopatra movie that nobody's interested in, and then the third Wonder Woman movie, which nobody thinks she should direct. So I don't know.
Swappers, what do you think about this not going ahead?
I'm quite happy about that, to be honest.
Thank God.
I honestly didn't think it would happen. I've got to admit, because Constantine Kennedy always comes out and front runs and announces all these projects. And look at us, look at how many things we've got coming. Yeah, Star Wars is winning. Star Wars is back. Star Wars is stronger than ever. And then 5 minutes later, they've got about like 1.5 of them left. And now we don't even know if those 1.5 are still going forwards. I think we've got Andor, which is finished and almost on its way.
Oh God, yeah, that's Wednesday.
That is Wednesday.
That's another 4 hours from the Lord, isn't it?
Wait, they've done 3 episodes in one go.
Yeah, it's going to be a pain.
I will say I am kind of slightly disappointed by this not going ahead.
Why?
As a player of the Nintendo GameCube,
the N64 one,
or the Nintendo game Rogue Squadron,
yes, good game.
I would have looked forward to this if there had been no agenda, no message, just a full-on straight Star Wars film. Ironically, maybe like the Star Wars equivalent of Top Gun Maverick.
I was just going to say, yeah, just Top
this
Gun.
could have been fucking awesome. This could have been the fucking bollocks. But anyway, moving on.
It was just going to be, another feminist wet dream. That's all.
Yeah.
Mind you, the way Star Wars is going and the way it's run now, maybe that's actually what it was looking to be, and that's what pissed KK off about it. Because if you listen to the interviews that have come out about Andor recently, I think Brian, you posted one of these, or was it Z, one of the two you posted on Twitter, the villain of the piece, talking about how she's a woman Imperial officer who's fed up with the incompetent men around her, and she will get to the top of the ranks. It wouldn't surprise me that if that's getting through. It wouldn't surprise me if Rogue Squadron was actually looking just to be a normal story, and because it was going to be a normal story that people might actually have enjoyed, there wasn't enough gender politics in it, so they canned it. But the good thing about it, though, is it's reminded me that it's been way too many years since I last played it, and I think Rogue Squadron, the original one, is currently on Steam, so I might go and download it.
If this would have been the equivalent of Top Gun Maverick, this would have cleared $1 billion easy. But there you go, missed opportunity.
What a load of shit.
But you can't unsee what's gone on before, so never mind. Shall we move on? This was from a couple of weeks ago. So good, we had to... this was old Roundhead himself when he was doing his... was it fucking Glass Onion, whatever it's called? That load of bollocks. Glass bollocks.
Glass Onion, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Exclusive. What, right? When I was 4 years old, right, I had one monumental dump in a potty, right, in my nan's kitchen. Right? I'd been stewing there for about 3 hours. I was holding it in for ages, and I just sat down, and it just blasted out of my back. So my 3-year-old.
A pot blaster.
And almost raised me like 2 feet off the ground. It was that much. And I'll tell you what, right? I was so proud of what I did. I ran into the lounge and shouted at everyone in the lounge and my family to come and have a look at it because I thought it was just such a monumental, huge, like leaning tower of Pooza, right, in the kitchen. And they all came out and looked at it and almost puked and whatever. That's what this is.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson obviously is an idiot, and he believes in his own pile of poo. So let him say crap like this. Good luck to him. That's all I can say.
Yeah, this is all he's got. I mean, they're never going to make that stupid trilogy of his, so he's just going to keep bringing this nonsense up. Because
we will find out on Wednesday
when you've got the main star of the film, which is Luke Skywalker, and Mark Hamill saying he didn't agree with what he did.
Fundamentally,
something's wrong. That film just sucked big time. It really should not have been made. Really shouldn't have.
Hamill should really have just told him where to go. You look at Scott Bakula's, what he said this week.
What did he say?
Well, basically, they gave him a script for the latest Quantum Leap, and he basically went, aye, that'll be right, and shelved it. If Mark Hamill stood up, who the fuck, who's going to take him on, could threaten him with this, that? He's basically got ultimate power here, and still went along with it. I mean, it's professionalism, I suppose.
Yeah, we said that before.
No, it's not. Basically, he wasn't really getting any work, and also he was conned. Remember, they were conned. Everybody seems to forget that huge meeting that they had with KK and George Lucas, and there's that picture of them all in the room, all looking happy that Star Wars is coming back. They probably signed the contract 3 weeks later, so he was kind of forced into doing it. Didn't realize what.
Yeah, they were contracted for multiple films.
Yeah,
weren't they?
exactly.
They couldn't really back out of it.
Yeah.
But he didn't know what was in store for this movie.
That's right. They trusted them.
This is again, it's just Rian Johnson taking people on a little tour of his toilet and showing them that he still hasn't flushed. all these years later, you know, like look, it's still there. Look how great it is.
I think we've triggered swappers. Sorry, swappers.
You would think a director looking back on a piece of his own work, any director would look at there's some good bits here, some bad bits here. I might have done this better here. I could have improved this, but this guy is so totally and utterly delusional. It also illustrates the fact that maybe he hasn't learned fuck all in the last 5 years.
Triggered.
He hasn't, and there are a lot of actors that just want to work, so they'll just go along with anything now. So, yeah, no wonder why people are making Onions too, whether it's you know what I mean. So
it'll make your eyes water, probably. Lord, any final thoughts on that?
No. Well, I was chatting. Gonna do my obligatory "Aren't I a Big Boy" thing. I was chatting about this on the Drinkers stream about comparing Rian Johnson with Taika Waititi and what Taika Waititi did with Thor and sort of the destruction that goes into that, and which of the two is, technically speaking, the worst director. And I think the point I made then was that I think Waititi's shown that, you know, with other people writing his scripts for him, he can actually direct a fairly good film. Rian Johnson, if you give him the complete rights to write and direct the film, he's not going to just create something like Waititi did with Love and Thunder, which is just death by jokes and frivolity. Rian Johnson knows what he's doing. He accomplished what I'm sure he wanted to accomplish with this, which was leaving his mark on it. So from now on till evermore, we will be able to look back at The Last Jedi and say that was the Rian Johnson Star Wars film. That's what he wanted. So I don't doubt that he's incredibly proud of everything he did. Yeah. In fact, more proud of it, as he said. That's what he wanted to happen. He might have wished that we wouldn't look back on it as being complete garbage, but he probably didn't care that much about it to begin with. All he wanted was to make his legacy and his mark on a universe that he doesn't belong in, really.
But is he proud that they didn't go with what he wanted, which was his trilogy? Doesn't he not see that that's one of the reasons why they didn't go for his trilogy, because everybody hated that film?
Yeah, but I imagine in his mind, though, that's not his fault. That's the cowardly studios who haven't backed him. So he did everything right in his mind. And the only reason that that's undermined the chances of his trilogy is because the studio is too cowardly to back him as he probably thinks that they should. So it's kind of cope in a way, but I genuinely have never got the impression from watching any of his interviews that this is a man who isn't sincere about his pride in what he did.
What draft was the script?
First,
probably first, along with everything.
It was the first, wasn't it? So that goes to show, doesn't it? They know
in the chat basically says "fuck Natalie Portman."
Natalie Portman, leave her alone. I like it.
So the turd that refuses to flush, folks, always goes back to that turd.
Well, it depends. I flushed it in my mind.
So obviously, if you're covered in cack, you need some toiletries.
What the fuck is this?
Did anybody see these?
No. I didn't. Oh, is this that squanch?
What is a squanch?
It's like a soap. They're like a soap company. They make. I am sorry about my children. They are breaking down.
That's all right. Don't worry.
But they make like soap for men, and
squanch,
and this is like Star Wars soap. It's like limited edition. It's so dumb.
Have they actually genuinely named one the Suds of Darkness? Yeah. Is that actually a thing they've done? What? And Sinister Scrub. Suds of Darkness is brilliant. I mean, that's so bad.
I don't know about you. I would like a bit of Ray and Resistance rinse.
I don't think she'll be doing the rinsing, though, which is the only reason you probably want that.
Put it on washing powder. I think that'd be pretty appropriate.
you know, that's the perfect gig for these actors and actresses in this film. Just big bar of soap and shove it right
Is
up
it?
your arse.
Is it? Yeah. Is the soap to have a shower with? I mean, can you stick it up your ass and clean your bum that way?
What's the
It's
joke?
metaphorical. Star Wars slipped on soap in the shower, and then Ryan Johnson took it up the arse when it wasn't asking for it.
Daisy, where's the soap? Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Daisy Ridley. What's happened to her? She hasn't been in any movies lately, has she?
I said a few years ago that the rise of Shite Walker was going to ruin her career, and well, if it didn't,
She's had a few bit parts. She was in that really awful pandemic film with
Spider-Man.
No, it was with
Pedro Pascal.
That one. I can't. What the hell was that called?
Yeah.
It was so bad. She was in that briefly, and she's been in some period drama or something, I think. But
Period.
yeah,
You'll need soap.
She's
Plays the AI that gets pumped by Pedro Pascal when he's on acid.
that was it.
She's not a bad actress, but she just got given a shit. No. I've seen her literally seen her in a play before she was famous, and she was all right.
And I wouldn't care.
She was
She
all
plays
right.
a very good corpse in that cop drama thing.
Yes.
But she is dead, so that's probably why.
I never really disagree with Ian on anything, but I just everything I've seen her in, Ian, she's fucking a plank of wood every single one.
But seriously, I saw her in a play before she was famous, before she got cast, because she's one of my friend's friends, and I went to see it because my friend wanted me to see it, and she was in the play, and she was quite good on stage. So
she was in Toast of what do you call it?
She was, small part.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Charlotte.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm definitely going to put down for some resistance rinse. Okay. Lord, I assume you're going for the Sons of Darkness.
Just because someone came up with that, and I'm almost, I don't know how it makes me feel.
Treat yourself, son. Treat yourself.
Yeah,
you deserve
I'll
it.
get some
You deserve
Sons
it.
of
You deserve it.
Darkness.
You've been putting in the effort these last few weeks. You deserve it, mate. You treat
Sons
yourself.
of Darkness. What a load of shit.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no, from one shit to the next. Oh my god, what a load of bollocks.
This week, triple episodes.
The
Bish,
Star
bash,
Wars
bosh.
that nobody asked for, nobody cared. We know he dies. It's just a big waste of money and actually I'm not going to be watching it, so it won't be a waste of my time. I'm pretty sure it'll be a waste of the Lord's time. Actually, no,
I actually might make money off of that one.
Yeah, he probably will. Yeah, he probably will.
I think we're going to cover this at some point.
No, well, count me out on this. I'm not watching any
3
more Star
episodes.
Wars.
Can you believe it? In one lump.
Apparently, they are all about half an hour long, though, so it's not going to be too sort of trying in terms of time. I think I've heard that they're about half an hour. They're more half an hour than they are an hour, at least. This could well be like the best looking one. They've built like a miniature city. The entire thing is as practical as possible. Mm-hmm. I don't doubt that it will look very nice, but I strongly suspect the story for this one is going to be absolute garbage and very, very political as well.
I agree. I did like Rogue One though. I liked Rogue One.
Mm.
Yeah, but if you look closely, it was a bit woke, but it was okay. I liked it. It was all right.
Yeah,
I hated that.
Actually,
sorry, go ahead.
I really liked the character in Rogue One. I liked the film as well. I just think anything we're going to see is probably going to be take away from anything that was good in Rogue One, which is it seems to be a Disney habit at the moment.
Well, it was KK who put the what's her name? What's the woman person lead role? What was her
in
name?
Rogue One?
Yeah.
Oh, the plank of wood.
Yeah.
Her name.
Couldn't act out of a bag, but that was
Felicity something or other.
Felicity Jones.
Yeah. That was down to KK, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody see Solo, which wasn't about Solo? It was about the woman in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Did that lost money apparently?
It did, yes. It was the first Star Wars product to lose money, but it came out right after TLJ. No marketing campaign, no real need to exist.
Here you go, Fletcher. All roads lead to TLJ.
Yeah,
they do.
Why does he look like
Jen Erso?
Why does he look like he looks like Robert Lindsay in the back there, doesn't he?
A bit. And the black guy shrunk in the poster as well. So there you go.
Some Barnett and Forrest Whitaker there.
Yeah, I think so.
It's cultural.
Andai? Is it called Andai? Andor?
Andor.
Andai?
Yeah, that's a weird design choice.
What a load of bollocks.
We previously spoke a few moments ago about the woman actor who was
Tired of all the
having a go at men and boys.
Really?
Let's annoy the target demographic of this show straight off.
It's
They've
going to be
started
hilarious though,
already.
because they're going to try and portray her story, because she's in the Empire, bear in mind. She's an Imperial officer. And I strongly suspect we are going to be expected to admire her as she rises up the ranks of a genocidal fascist dictatorship because strong women are good. And then maybe in the end, she'll see the error of her ways and she will sacrifice herself for the rebellion. And then we'll have to admire her even more. But we will also be expected to admire her as she's more competent than the men at committing genocide, because that's feminism, folks.
Yay!
So, yay. Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
So
she'll probably
Gonna
she'll
be
save
good.
Cassian's life as well, so he'll
Yeah.
owe his existence to her, and of course,
Gonna be
then
good.
we'll owe the destruction ultimately of the Death Star to her as well.
Mm.
Who was the girl in Obi-Wan Kenobi that saved Luke at the end? The
Reva.
black
Oh, Reva.
Reva, yeah.
Reva.
Vera.
Vera,
Reva.
even Space Moses.
Yeah, so that's
Uh,
probably
did
what's going to happen in this, isn't it? That
Did you
strong
see the
woman
latest
in
trailer
saving-
for Andor? It used about 85% footage from Rogue One, so
Who cares? Seriously, why are you even watching the trailer?
Outcast
It's a waste
is
of my time.
in. Hello, Lance. Looking forward to Andor.
Good.
It
Somebody has
needs
to.
it needs a slash between the
Hello,
D
Matt.
and the O for it to make sense, doesn't it?
No, it does. It shouldn't have been made. Full stop. That's it.
Or
Yeah, that's funny.
Andor.
That's a thinking man's joke, if I can say it. Okay, let's move on. And finally, obviously, the next is from a couple of weeks ago.
Mm.
Oh. That's an excellent question. Excellent question.
Who's he talking about?
The Lord.
That
What,
would be
you?
me.
The Lord.
Yes.
He's talking about the Lord.
Yeah.
I thought you did have 100 subs, 100k subs. Did you not?
100,000? No.
Any day now, though.
It's perked
Any
up
day.
now. Have you noticed that? It's perked up now.
No, I thought you already had it.
No, not 100,000. We were on 100 in January, and now I think it's up to 53,000. So it's getting there. I was on Open Bar a couple of weeks ago. It was going to be EFAP on Saturday, but Morta's computers died. But EFAP, I might not be around on Wednesday actually, because I think they want to reschedule that for Wednesday.
I think Critical Drink will have to change his avatar for him sucking the bottle to him kissing your ass. I think that would be quite nice, wouldn't it?
I genuinely think the bigger channels. There's a new boy in town. Simple.
Absolutely.
Oh, stop kissing his ass, for God's
I'm
sake.
not kissing.
You want a job?
There is that. When the Lord was on the Drinkers stream, Gary.
I saw a bit of it.
Was hanging on every word.
No, he wasn't. He was tired. The guy was tired because he was up all freaking day.
I think
and
you
could
were watching
see
a different
him
stream to me, mate.
He was just like dozing off like that. He was
I
like,
watched all of it.
And I could hear him think, why hasn't that guy shut up yet?
In the chat, Lord, would you care to read this, please?
Dark Side of the Box says, I'll sub to the Lord if he features more Oriental cooking representation.
Okay.
If Wok makes his way into Andor, then I certainly shall.
Wok.
So, Lord, estimate for the 100k Christmas?
No idea. I don't know. It's all very silly and surreal, and I'm just taking it as it comes.
Why on earth why on earth does Ian always kiss this guy's ass every stream that we're on? It's ridiculous. Absolutely.
Fucking hell,
ridiculous.
you don't mind when I'm plugging your shit.
You didn't kiss my ass though, do you?
Well, it is well deserved.
You got any vacancies?
Platoon. It's well deserved.
No. All jokes aside, the
Here we
Lord, I salute you.
We all do.
And I hope you keep going. That's all I can say.
Bow, peasants.
Praise
Don't hit
the
me.
Lord.
Don't hit me, King.
Everybody in the chat, please type praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
It's
Praise
not
the
the
Lord.
Lord, it's the lad. Basically.
The lad.
The lad, basically.
Okay.
Praise the lad.
So,
yes, subscribe
as
to my channel.
Lord, please let us know when you're doing this EFAP so we can not.
Absolutely.
We need you on for the.
What's the EFAP? What's that?
That's Morder's podcast. So that's I think he wants that on Wednesday. So
can you tell him to? Can you tell him to
showing his
alter it?
face?
Yeah,
That's
we've got
that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Time Prophet praise the Chord. MC praise the lad.
Can we just not get through one live stream where we don't kiss his ass? That would be quite
probably
good.
not. Matt I, is it Matt 1? Praise the lad.
Praise the lad.
Yeah. As I said, folks, I think we're going to be back doing the Andor. And Lord, we definitely need you on that one because
you don't need him. He's doing one himself. So
yeah, Ruin is on that. Ruin old Roundhead himself. So if we have to move days, that's fine by me. So okay. So I think that's it. Please consider donating to channel. Links in description. Free eye test. All that bollocks. That is it. So I will get the boys back on. I have no idea if when I press my screen says go live, so I don't know if we'll go live again.
I think you are live though, because I'm on the YouTube channel and you're on there. Okay. So there you go.
So I think that is it, folks. Apologies for not being on the last couple of weeks. Sometimes you just get a bit of burnout from the YouTube. I think the Lord will know about that as well.
There we go.
Probably more than me. So, peeps in the chat, you're wonderful. Good to see the regulars and a few new faces. We try and do this every Sunday. We try, but I'm gardening at the moment and I'm just fucked from doing that. So, hopefully, we'll be back next week. As I said, we're going to be doing Andor at some point this week. So, I will thank the guests in order of my screen. Not Brian. Cheers, pal.
Cheers, Brun. Thanks again for the invite. I've been a tad below par this week. Thanks also to the chat, to Ian, to Lost Cord, Matt Cat, and a very big welcome back to Swappers. It's been far too long. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Here.
Definitely.
The wonderful Matt Cat 83, and he is.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I always have a good time with you guys.
It genuinely wouldn't be the same without you, mate. And kiss bum time. Praise the lad.
Thank you as ever.
And the mighty Swap Shop.
Oh, thank you very much.
Sorry.
And last but not least, Bob Fleming.
You know what? I'm not going to thank any of you. I'm just going to thank the Lord. You all are insignificant compared to the Lord.
Okay, so I think that's it. We're going to pop up midweek at some point, so I'll stick it in the community page once we know. So I think that is it. If you're in the UK, I'm sure you'll be watching the funeral of Queen Elizabeth.
Well, there's literally nothing else on TV, so yes. Unless you're on Channel 5, which is showing the Emoji Movie.
Appropriate.
Anyway, okay, so I think that's it. Good night, everybody. Take care. I'm going to press go live, see what happens. Bye.
Bye.
Praise the Lord. We're still live. We're still live.
Is it over? Are we still on?
I don't know.
For God's sake, don't say anything racist. We're still on.
I think we're still on.
I think we're on overtime.
We're still on.
It does say live, so.
Yeah. I don't know. We're going to end it. We're caught in a causality loop.
Oh, fuck, we're going to be here forever.
Brian, can you... What does your screen say, Brian?
It still says go live. What you should really do is just everyone exit and then we'll jump into the green room.
You'll still be transmitting. So anyway.
Yeah, you'll still be transmitting with nobody.
Let's turn it off and on again. We'll go out and come back.
Okay, so I think we're here for the next. I think YouTube turns off 12 hours. So we've got another. How long have we been streaming now? 2 hours.
2 hours.
Are you up for another 10 hours, folks?
10-hour battle wank. It's been a while.
Oh.
Hasn't even stopped. It's. What have you done to it, Brown?
I don't know. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to log out and log.
Oh, he's gone.
Thank fuck for that. Welcome to a decent show without Brown.
Are we still alive though? I don't. Oh, we are.
Yeah,
we are still live. Watch your P's and Q's.
That's crazy.
Don't want to be cancelled on this.
Oh look, we are still live.
That's
what
so
the
funny.
hell's going on? What the hell? That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
So good. So
yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Battle wank.
We're still alive. Brown has gone. Yeah, we're still alive.
No, I think this is going to be a long stream, folks. I can't. It won't allow us to stop it.
If we all log out,
everyone,
will it close it automatically?
Yes, everyone has to exit, and then that's it.
Okay.
And then
I might just stay though and keep it going.
We don't have to go.
We do. I do.
After party live.
Okay.
I have to wake up to see the Queen's funeral. That's what I have to wake up for.
The boys are look. There you go. 6-man battle wank. Franco, it's always been broken, mate. We've just completely fucked it up.
What the hell? It says they're scheduled at the top.
Yeah, it still says go live here for some reason.
Yeah.
And it says here go live, so
it's so weird.
You are live.
No, you are live.
No, you are. I don't know, folks. What do you want to do then, folks? Do you want to stay for a little bit or just go and see what happens?
I think I'll have to go anyway.
Let's stay for a little bit, see what happens.
I can stay for a little bit.
Yeah, I can stay for a hot minute.
A hot minute.
Yeah. Well, I got my kids. They got school in the morning. I'm gonna have to get them to bed at some point in time. I mean, my wife could do it, but
what? America's not taking a day off for the Queen? What the hell's going on?
No, she's not our monarch.
Yeah, there's a little revolution back in the.
Yeah. We were like, "Fuck your tea."
That's the shortened version of that story, isn't it?
We're like, "Fuck your tea." We're just gonna make a big pot in this ocean.
There you go. Swappers can read his novel live. It's been a while.
Coffee.
Yeah. How far along are you on you? Oh, gosh, are you on your novel?
I'm about sort of 90% done on it, I think.
Nice.
Like
and do you have plans for publishing once you're done?
No immediate plans. No, I've got to probably sit down and think about that. But I just want to get it finished at the moment, then think about that afterwards.
Right on.
And just do an Andy Coffin for the next 5 hours, swappers. Keep us going.
What can I do his voice?
Oh, Platoon left. I was gonna. Hey, Ian, when are you gonna be done with Rebecca Gold season 2?
I've done the prologue, and that's going to come out soon. And then I'm going to ask for some money. I'm going to put up a thingy and then ask people for some money. But I'm going to be shooting it. Start shooting towards the end of this year. So, but I've already shot a segment that needs to come out soon. That will come out soon. But you know what? I'm just doing it for myself. You know, I don't think anyone's interested in it apart from you guys. I think I'm going to get 6 people watching it. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think anyone. This is something nobody's asked for.
Everybody in the chat, guys in the chat, you want to watch Rebecca Gold series 2? Yes, Girl's really nice.
Yeah, and I thought, listen, I'm I'm just gonna kiss your ass for a little bit, like Ian does to Lord Chord, but I enjoyed Rebecca Gold very much. I thought it was well written. I thought it was well acted. I thought it was very, very good. I'm excited for season 2.
Well, as I said, I've been forced to. I'm stuck with it now. There you go. Yeah. But I will. It will be completed hopefully by the. I hate to say this, but probably by the middle of next year. But right shooting will start before the end of this year. So a lot of people don't realize how much money it takes to make something like this, and how much time zaps out of you. But I
Well,
love
you post a GoFundMe. I'll donate to it.
Yeah, I know you will. I know you guys will. But it's I wish I had the Lord's numbers on my channel, because then
Why don't we do
obviously
kind
be
of a
spread out.
fundraiser on Lord's channel?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I I love the Lord, but I don't want him to be forced into doing something like that. No, I don't. I'll keep going the way I'll keep going. I think that's the best way, really. Just like Peter Parker said to his best friend's dad, I'd like to make it on my own. And the Green Goblin said, I like that about you, Peter. Upsetting his son.
Respect that.
So there you go. Yeah.
People will donate if you do a GoFundMe.
I think they will. It's just me.
Just you got to do it, mate.
But it's
Are
just
you offering? Are you
sorry.
offering producer credits for depending on the price?
Yes, producer credits and free stuff, and maybe props from the film. If you want to,
Good. I'll take the actress that plays Rebecca Gold.
I can post it to you. And people who want to be in the UK, if they want to be extras and stuff like that, yeah, sure, they can.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so I'm offering all that stuff. But as I said, juggling real life and trying to do stuff that you really like doing, it's just becoming a bit of a pain now.
Right on.
But I mean, we don't want to blow smoke up the Lord's arse, but but Ben, it must be really hard for you to do what you're doing and then writing this stuff and then going there for 4 hours, talking for 4 hours, do you know what I mean? And then fighting against the bots and then seeing it being pulled down and then doing it again. Do you know what I mean? It just takes it out of you. It's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. It's that's
long ass process.
Yeah, but that's just what we're kind of up against. So it's I don't know.
Time Profits. I was an extra in a music video once.
Wearing that hoodie.
Video? What music video was it? Time Prophet. I want to know. Because now I'm going to go and find it and be like, there he is.
I'm just wondering how we're going to end this stream.
I like those pictures you put up, Matt Cat, on Instagram. They always make me laugh. What was that one you were holding up some painting or something like that? That was quite funny.
Oh, I got this company. They like paid me to promote they're like these movie palettes where they take these color strips and they do a whole movie of it, and they paid me to promote them and stuff. So
they paid you to promote it.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was. They were like, hey, we're gonna give you this much money, and then they were like, just pick whichever palette you want. And they gave me the money, and then they were just like, well, the money you didn't spend on the palette, that's what we're gonna give you. And I was like, oh shit, I would have picked the cheap one. I picked the most expensive one possible. And then they're like, you get like $32. And I was like, what's going on here? You guys misled me. But they're like, you can use this promo code. I was like, oh gosh. All right. That's fine, I guess. But
you should stay clear of. I always get things all the time saying we can promote this for you, and it's just a big con, really. That's basically what it is.
It was fine. I was like, all right, well, live and learn and everything. So, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I feel like some alcohol now. I really do. I don't know why.
Do it. I've been drinking this whole time.
Me too. Hashtag me too.
Yeah.
If you talk amongst yourselves, I'm going to try and figure out how to terminate the stream. So talk amongst yourselves.
We have 17 people watching. I might as well like this video.
Yeah,
it's up to 25 now. How many dislikes have you got? You got one dislike, mate. One dislike on your video. Crazy.
All right, that'll probably be somebody from wherever we know.
One person you just missed the like button.
Right on. Hey, by the way, a little platoon. My brother who watched he told me your House of the Dragon video was he enjoyed it very, very much. He thought it was very good. He liked your God, I'm trying to look for the right words to say, but he liked that you were talking about people who hadn't read the book in that. I don't know what right words I'm trying to say, but he thought it was good.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. He said some other stuff, but this was a while ago, and I don't remember exactly what he said. But he's like, yeah, tell him I said his video was really, really good. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I'll tell him I said thank you.
I will do so. How was your co-host? Is he gonna do some videos and stuff on your channel?
I honestly don't know. Possibly, maybe, eventually, one day, maybe. But at the moment, I'm fine. I'm happy doing it on my own. I get all the money from it. So.
How is Oscar? Is he all right?
Yes, he's all right. He's just moved house. He doesn't have any internet at the moment, which is, I guess, a reasonable excuse for not doing anything online. Doesn't apply for the last 4 months, but it does apply for the last 2 weeks. So, yeah.
How does he live without the internet? Oh, I'd go mental.
Yeah, with difficulty, I imagine.
Yeah. When we moved into my house, we didn't have the internet for like 3 days. I was like writing on the walls like a caveman. It was ridiculous. I was like, how do people survive without the internet these days?
Okay, I think I figured out how to end it. I'm in YouTube studio. It says here 2 hours 13. So do you want to go on for a little bit longer, or do you want to end it? The choice.
I'm happy to go on. It'll kill some time before the House of the Dragon starts. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, you're a night owl, aren't you, mate?
Okay, so shall we go for another 15 as a bit of an extra little bonus, and then we'll take our leave.
I'm actually gonna leave because I need to do stuff tomorrow and today. Actually, I need to find some drink as well. I need some alcohol. Anyway, thanks for letting me on, Ian.
Cheers,
and yeah, nice to meet you all again.
Yeah,
pretty sure I'll see you again. Yeah.
It's always good to see you, dude.
Yeah, take it easy, guys. Take it easy.
Bye.
Take care, mate.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick around for 5 more minutes, and then I got to get my kids to bed. But
okay, so we'll go for 5 minutes, then we'll.
I mean, you guys can stick around. You don't have to leave because of my account, because I got kids.
Lord, are you watching House of the Dragon?
No, I have 2 episodes to script to review for. I also have to do exercise. I also have to watch those episodes again to do the review script, which will probably take me until about 6 o'clock in the morning. So no, I don't have time to watch other things at the moment.
For the folks at home, if you don't mind, how do you approach doing one of your essays, as it were?
The writing part's probably the easiest bit because I script very quickly. So I tend to script as I watch, and then I'll pause it if sort of something emerges that needs more words than that. But by the end of the first watch, I'll usually have got most of the review done. So that will take me an evening, basically, or a night or a morning, as it invariably runs into. I'll record it if I have a voice left at the end of that day. I'll record it the same day, and that doesn't usually take too long. Then, of course, you just clip all the cut out all of any of the mistakes that you make, patch that all together, and then it's usually the rest of the week is just spent doing the video stuff, and that's the long process. And then occasionally there'll be parts where you go through a review, and either you missed a point or you didn't say it properly, or there's something else, or you've reinterpreted the scene. So then you'll go in and you'll re-record that section of the audio. But I try and get the writing and the voiceover done the same day. I imagine today probably not. I'll probably just do the writing bit, and then it will take, depending on the length of the video and depending on what, because that House of the Dragon one took ages because I don't have any sort of stock footage for Game of Thrones, and it's been so long since I watched it that I don't have a very intimate sort of memory of the scenes that I want to clip from, like particular facial expressions at particular moments. So that took ages to do. But with the Rings of Power and the Star Wars ones in particular, and the Avengers ones is fantastic because I've got so much footage of that already clipped. And Lord of the Rings and Star Wars I know so well that I know exactly where to go to get that like 2-second facial expression that you want to have to give context. It takes some time, but it's not as long as it might seem. But the Rings of Power one, actually the video itself, given it was 2 hours long, probably that I would guess that took 6-7 days sort of working, probably 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then the remainder of that time, which is I think more than half of that time, was just spent fighting Amazon and re-uploading.
How many words was the essay for Ranks?
I don't know. I could find out. I think.
And you knocked that up within a day?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, can I ask you real quick? Are you still working on your novel?
well, I still have it, but I have no time at the moment to actually go through and
Gotcha.
edit any of it. So eventually, it's finished.
Oh, look at you.
Been finished for ages. The problem is I just don't have any time to actually go through and edit the damn thing. So eventually, it will go somewhere. But at the moment, it has gone nowhere.
Right on.
We will see what happens with that.
Right, what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to hopefully finish on 2 hours 20, which is a minute's time. So again, I will thank the chat. Bit of a fuck up on the old technology towards the end. Bonus 20 minutes. So, guys, as I always say, we are nothing without you guys, and genuinely, it's great to have the regulars and a few new faces. Again, I will quickly thank the guests. Cheers, swappers.
Thank you,
Brian. Cheers, pal.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brown.
The wonderful Lord Chord.
Thank you as ever.
And the backbone of Sunday nights, Matt Cat 83.
I always have a good time.
As I said, we're going to try and get something scheduled this week for Andor. I know Ben's going to be busy with the with Mauler, so that's his moment. So he should enjoy himself with our blessing. I think that is it, guys. I'm going to press the end stream in YouTube. Hopefully, it will end. If it doesn't, we're just going to leave, and then you've got another just under 10 hours of silence. So I think that's it. Enjoy, if you can, enjoy the funeral if you're in the UK tomorrow. So all I'll say is rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.